Welcome to the High Desert Mavericks baseball here on Stardust 910 AM. Leading off is the pregame report with the voice of the Mavericks, Mike Linskog. The Mavs pregame report features a preview of tonight's action, as well as the State Farm Bank starting lineups. Mavericks baseball on Stardust 910 AM is brought to you in part by Southern California Toyota, State Farm Bank, McDonald's, Valley High Toyota Honda, the Department of Conservation, Victor Valley Community Hospital, Charter Communications, Jackson Federal Bank, the California Integrated Waste Management Board, Eagle Ranch Homes, Sylvan Learning Center, and Rancho Motor Company. It's the High Desert Mavericks pregame report. Coming up next with Mike Linskog. High Desert Mavericks baseball.
Hello, Mike.
America's game. High Desert's team. Only on Stardust, 910 AM.
Looking for a new SUV? Summer's hottest deals are at your Toyota dealer right now. During Toyota's Summer Drive, get great deals on Toyota's entire lineup of SUVs. For the first time ever, get $1,000 factory cash back on the Sequoia SR5. That's right, $1,000 back on the powerful full-size Sequoia with room for 8. Or get $1,500 back on the all-new 4Runner, the 245-horsepower 4Runner. There's even $1,000 back or one-night financing on the smooth-riding Highlander or the fun-to-drive RAV4. Hurry, see a Toyota dealer today. 4Runner cashback offer on SR5 and sport models without APAZ or YU packages. Special APRs for qualified Tier 1 and Tier 2 credit customers only.
What do you mean? I'm running it.
What's that?
I'm into it.
Must be purchased or leased from dealer stock by midnight 8403. For details, call 1-888-MY-TOYOTA. Get the feeling. Toyota.
The second half of the 2003 season is here, but it's not too late for you to bring a VIP group out to Mavericks Stadium. Call the Mavericks at 246-MAVS and find out how you can bring a group of 20, 50, or even 500 people.
Oh, we got the Mavs promo, and then we're running the opening billboard, the pregame opening in about 20 seconds.
VIP skyboxes. Or maybe enjoy the view from the Hardball Cafe in left field. Whatever the occasion,
what's new, man?
Mavericks games are the best way to celebrate among friends and clients. That's 246-MAVS for the most fun and affordable family entertainment in the High Desert. High Desert Mavericks Baseball. America's game, High Desert's team.
It's now time for the High Desert Mavericks pregame report on Stardust 910 AM. Featuring a preview of tonight's game and the State Farm Bank starting lineups. Now, let's send it out to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Mavs, Mike Linskog.
Trying to salvage a little bit of pride here today as the High Desert Mavericks have dropped 5 straight home games. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes in town. They are going for the sweep. The High Desert Mavericks trying to avoid being swept here on their own home field for a second straight series. We bid you good afternoon. We welcome you to a blazing hot Friendly Mavericks Stadium. 104 degrees will be the game time temperature today. Mike Linskog with you here on the radio home of the Mavs, 910 a.m., as well as live around the world on the internet, courtesy of Live365.com. All available through the Mavs website at hdmavs.com. Wasabi, everybody. Hope your afternoon is going well. Your weekend, of course, is coming to a close. We've got some action here at Maverick Stadium for you to check out here. If you're at the High Desert, we've got great baseball action for you on tap. A gorgeous day. It is smoking red hot, but, of course, we've got some shade here today, as we'll keep you out of that sunshine if that's what you so choose. Going for the Mavs, looking to end a personal 4-game losing streak of his own, is Danny Kolb. 3-7 on the season, 5.74 earned run average. In his last start, he was marvelous down in San Bernardino against the Inland Empire 66ers. Kolb, however, left after 6 innings, allowing just 1 run. However, the bullpen could not hold it as the Mavs were 4-3 losers on that particular night, costing Kolb his 4th win of the season. Danny enters tonight's game 3-7 and a 5.74 earned run average. He'll take on Cliff Smith, Rancho Cucamonga right-hander. Has spent some time in Double-A with the Arkansas Travelers earlier this year, and he was darn good. However, he was just sent down here back to Rancho Cucamonga, where he has been a starter. Cliff Smith on the season, a record of 2-2, a 4.15 ERA, as he makes just his 4th start of the season for the Quakes, but his 14th overall appearance. Last night, game dominated by Rancho Cucamonga starting left-hander Dan Mazingo as he picked up his 3rd ever complete game victory. Mazingo last night went 9 innings. He struck out 5 men. He walked only 1. He held the Mavs to a season low at Maverick Stadium, only 3 hits on the night. The Mavs were able to come up with 3 runs, however, mostly taking advantage of some Quakes miscues. The big blow offensively for High Desert was Brian Foster's 12th home run of the season. Really the only highlight in a rather dismal game last night as the Mavs fall to the Quakes on a Saturday night. Brad Nelson bobblehead doll night, in fact, as they lost last night by a final score of 8-3. When we come back, we'll have your State Farm Bank starting lineups. It's all coming up next on 9:10 a.m.
Fellow success seekers, today's message is a simple. Because a can be anything. It just has to be recycled. And once it is, a can possesses that one thing you desire, infinite promise. Just think of all the things a can can be. A picnic table, a window frame, or playground equipment. It can be that many things and more, and so can you. Because, my friends, to think like a can is to think I can. All you have to do is wake up every morning, stand before the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say, you can.
Recycle. It's good for the bottle. It's good for the can. Brought to you by the California Department of Conservation.
Mavericks baseball on KRAK Hesperia.
Mavs and Quakes from Mavericks Stadium for the 3rd straight game overall. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes against the High Desert Mavericks this year are now 5-3 in Mavericks Stadium, and on the season, the Quakes have the upper hand as they have faced off with the Mavs a grand total of 15 times, with the Mavs only coming up victorious in 5 of those 15. Mavs 3-5 here at home, 2-5 down on the road in Rancho Cucamonga. Before we get to today's starter, the Futures game taking place today. A couple of former High Desert Mavericks getting involved in that one. As for the Mavs, J.J. Hardy and Dave Krenzel both started for the United States Futures baseball team. Of course, that game is held in conjunction with the Major League Baseball All-Star game. It is still currently going on. I believe they are very late in that game, just about ready to wrap up the 7th inning there. As the last check, the United States was leading the world team on a former Cal leaguer, Steven Smitherman, on his home run as the big Cincinnati Red prospect, who has actually seen some time here this year with Cincinnati up at the big league level. He homered in the bottom half of the 6th inning as it's the United States team with a 3-2 lead over the world team. Now, the Futures game, basically the way it breaks down, if you're unfamiliar with it, as the Futures team is compiled of 2 major leaguers from each of the 30 clubs. Now, that means there's 30 guys on each roster. The Milwaukee Brewers, for instance, they sent this year David Krenzel, J.J. Hardy, who were both Mavericks last season. Dave Krenzel led off the game with a walk. He ended up stealing second base and then scoring in the 1st inning to tie the game at 1-1. Krenzel without a base hit, but he did reach, steal a base after he walked, and then scored the game's first run for the United States team. J.J. Hardy actually singled, but was caught stealing later on in the contest. So some former Mavericks and very popular High Desert Mavericks players from the last year or two anyway, they are representing the Milwaukee Brewers today and doing a fine job of it. Both have played a role in the United States' 3-2 lead right now over the world team at the Futures game. Jeff Mathis from the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes actually just got into the ball game about a half hour ago. He actually, upon just kind of a quick check there, I saw Mathis charged with a pass ball, but I do not believe he has got an official at bat quite yet. We'll try to get you a final score and a box score as far as what J.J. Hardy and Dave Krenzel officially did today in the Futures game. So congratulations to both of those two, both contributing, hopefully, to what will be a USA victory 3-2 over the world team in that Futures game. Going into your State Farm Bank starting lineups, we live where you live. Like good neighbor, State Farm is there. First for the visiting Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. In the second half, a record now of 10 wins and 11 losses. They find themselves 2.5 games back behind division-leading Inland Empire and the Lake Elsinore Storm. Overall now, the Quakes on the season, a record of 50 now for Rancho Cucamonga and 41. Going today for Bobby Meacham's Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, getting it off, it'll be Tommy Murphy. Murphy is the shortstop. Jason Espedo is the right fielder. Espedo batting second. Mike Elward is batting third. He's at third base. Nick Gorneau, the left fielder, he's batting cleanup. Azarias Corbeil is the first baseman. Corbeil batting fifth. Javi Rodriguez is the second baseman. Gets his first start of this series. Rodriguez at second base, batting sixth for Rancho Cucamonga. Justin Turner is the designated hitter. He's batting seventh. Tommy Duenas makes his first start ever in the California League as he's called up to replace Jeff Mathis, who obviously is representing Rancho in the Futures game here in Chicago today. Tommy Duenas gets the start behind home plate, making his Rancho debut. He does the catching. He bats eighth. Nick Kempton is the center fielder. He'll bat ninth, and on the hill, as we told you, Cliff Smith on the season for Rancho Cucamonga. Cliff Smith 2-2 with a 4.15 earned run average, as today Smith makes his fourth start of the year for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Going for the High Desert Mavericks 1 through 9 for manager Tim Blackwell. It's the High Desert Mavericks, the second half record of 4-17, and the Mavs an overall record now on the season of 29-62. Going for High Desert's Tim Blackwell, it's Chris Morris leading it off in center field. Johnny Rayburn will be the second baseman. He'll be batting second. Brad Nelson is the first baseman. He's batting third. Scott Candelaria at third base, batting cleanup. Jason Belcher, the right fielder, batting fifth. Furlan Villanueva is the designated hitter. He bats sixth. Ralph Santana will be the left fielder today for the Mavs. Santana in left field batting seventh. Ryan Foster is the catcher. Had a home run in last night's ball game. Foster batting eighth. Ozzie Chavez will round out the Mav lineup. Chavez the shortstop batting ninth. Danny Kolb on the hill, 3-7 and a 5.74 earned run average as he gets the call for your High Desert Mavericks. Your State Farm Bank starting lineups always brought to you by State Farm Bank with competitive interest rates on loans and a range of products. Visit your local Good Neighbor State Farm agent and ask about State Farm online banking at www.statefarm.com. Bank with a company you already know and trust, like Good Neighbor State Farm agent Tom Allen at 915 East Main Street up in Barstow, or you can give Tom Allen a call in Barstow at 256-2514. We live where you live, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. The last game of the homestand. Tomorrow the Mavs hit the road to Visalia. Quakes and Mavs. We've got your first pitch next on 9:10 a.m. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the High Desert Mavericks pregame report here on Stardust 910.
How long you want to go with this, Mike?
The 2003 Mavs pregame report is brought to you in part by State Farm Bank and Southern California Toyota. Stay tuned for live action. It's High Desert Mavericks baseball, America's game. High Desert's team, only on Stardust 9:10 a.m.
Looking for a new SUV? Summer's hottest deals are at your Toyota dealer right now. During Toyota's Summer Drive, get great deals on Toyota's entire lineup of SUVs. For the first time ever, get $1,000 factory cash back on the Sequoia SR5. That's right, $1,000 back on the powerful full-size Sequoia with room for 8. Or get $1,500 back on the all-new 4Runner, the 245-horsepower 4Runner. There's even $1,000 back or one-line financing on the smooth-riding Highlander or the fun-to-drive RAV4. Hurry, see your Toyota dealer today. 4Runner cashback offer on SR5 and sport models without APA, Z, or YU packages. Special APRs for qualified Tier 1 and Tier 2 credit customers only. Vehicles must be purchased or leased from dealer stock by midnight 8403. For details, call 1-888-MY-TOYOTA. Get the feeling. Toyota.
Mavericks baseball is on the air. The High Desert Mavericks baseball
on
Stardust 9:10 a.m. is brought to you in part by Southern California Toyota. Now, for the call of tonight's game, here's the voice of the Mavs, Mike Linscott.
Over the course of the last 5 home games, the High Desert Mavericks do not have a win as they look to avoid being swept now on their own home field for a second consecutive series, coming off 3 straight losses to the Inland Empire 66ers over the holiday, July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, followed by the road trip to Lake Elsinore and San Bernardino. The Mavericks now return home, only to see the losing ways continue with 2 straight losses to open the 3-game set today. They try to salvage the final game of the 3-game set is the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes in town to finish up the 3-game series. We bid you good afternoon. Welcome you to friendly Maverick Stadium. Mike Linskog with you here on the radio, home of the Mavs, 9, 10 a.m., as well as live around the world on the internet, courtesy of Live365.com, all just a few short clicks away through the Mavs website at hdmavs.com. Wasabi, everybody, smoking red hot, 104 degrees. Here comes your first pitch. Danny Kolb to the plate, facing Tommy Murphy. The pitch is fouled at the plate, and we are underway. 5:05, baby, right on time today. I'm telling you, it is blazing hot. Smoking red hot here. Kolb to the plate, fires a strike, and it's quickly 0-2 on the left-handed hitting Tommy Murphy. Murphy leading things off, a .290 hitter, 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. He'll be followed by Jason Espito and then Mike Elward. Kolb from the line and the 0-2 delivery, a little check swing, foul ball up the third baseline that'll make its way now into the last part of the Mavs dugout. 0-2 still on Tommy Murphy. Danny Kolb out there on the hill. Kolb sensational in his last start down in the IE in San Bernardino. He went 6 strong innings, allowing just 1 run, only to see the bullpen let it slip away, which was unfortunate. Kolb threw a nice outing and certainly deserved the better fate than the no decision. Pitch is fouled out of play again, still 0-2. Temperatures in the triple digits and a lot of wind out there makes you feel like you've just put that pizza in the oven. Don't put your finger in the cheese because it'll hurt. Standing right in front of the oven in that big gust of 450 degree temperatures when you cook that pizza, yeah, that's about what it's like right here. I really don't see any difference between the two, honestly. There is a light crowd on hand for this one as everybody is scared of the sunshine today. Swing and a miss as the pitch is down and away from Tommy Murphy, but he chases after. 1 up and 1 down as Kolb picks up his first strikeout of the afternoon. Here's Jason Espito. 279 on the year for Espito. 7 home runs, 40 RBIs. Has killed the Mavs in this series. Had the game-winning hit 2 nights ago with a 2-run triple in the 9th. That coming against Mavs closer Bobby Wystrowski. First pitch on the way to Espito. Fly ball driven to left field right at Ralph Santana. Don't move, kid. You might miss it. He's there to make the catch as he literally doesn't have to move for that one. 2 away as Espito's retired on just 1 pitch after Tommy Murphy had a pretty good at-bat. Here's Mike Elward. This is a undermanned Rancho lineup here today. Certainly the best opportunity for the Mavs pitching staff to hold them in check. They are missing a couple of aces, of course. Casey Kochman has been on the shelf for a couple of months now with that bad hamstring, so he is out. You've got Jeff Mathis at the Futures game in Chicago, so he is a Cal League All-Star, a 300 hitter with awesome power. He's obviously out of the lineup. And then it seems rather strange that they would give this day to Dallas McPherson to take a day off, but that is indeed what they have done, as Elward today playing third base for the Quakes. 2-1 now on Elward, a .295 hitter with 6 home runs and 34 RBIs. Danny Kolb working from the windup, and the 2-1 coming now on the way to Elward. Ground ball pulled foul toward the Mav dugout. 2-2. Checking out the Mav defense for you, Brian Foster gets the start behind home plate. Scott Candelaria is at third, Ozzie Chavez at short, Johnny Rayburn at second base today. Not accustomed to playing much second base anymore. Brad Nelson is over at first. Outfield from left to right, Ralph Santana, Chris Morris, and Jason Belcher. 2-2 pitch on the way to Elward. This is outside with the slider, and it's a full count at 3-2. It is a blazer out there today. No need for anybody to be wearing sleeves. I might go down there and tell them otherwise. There's a fly ball to deep left field. Santana looking up. He's back there towards the wall, and this one is way out of here. Elward turns on it and sends it over the fence. 7th home run of the season, 35th RBI, and the Quakes will take a 1-0 lead. Mike Elward has given Rancho the 1-0 lead. First man on base allowed by right-hander Danny Kolb. That'll bring up Nick Gourneau. So the Quakes strike first. as they did yesterday in inning number 1 against right-hander Dan Hall. First pitch is a called strike to Nick Gourneau, right-handed hitter, and it's 0-1. Gourneau hitting in the cleanup spot today, .318 with 11 home runs and 52 RBIs as he takes it on the outside part of the plate for 0-2. Nick Gourneau ready now. Here comes Cole with the 0-2 offering. Ground ball slammed through the hole on the left side. A diving Candelaria can't come up with it. Santana to get it back into Chavez. Back-to-back 2-out hits, and now here comes John Curtis out of the Mavs dugout as the pitching coach will go out to have some quick time with Danny Kolb. The right-hander Kolb, 6'1", 190 pounds, out of Palmetto, Florida. 24th round draft pick back in 2001, wearing number 15 on the back of his home white Mavs jersey. The Mavs have been in road red tops the last 2 days. Today, home jerseys and home white pants with the red pinstripes all the way through. The Mavericks insignia crested across the chest. Black socks and the black hats today for High Desert. For the Quakes, their standard road gray uniforms. They've got the Quakes insignia scrolled across their chests. The blue hats and blue socks. John Curtis, former big leaguer, former newspaper writer. He's a sports writer. He's been on both sides of the block. Daily Press beat writer Mike Rothstein, I think, would like to turn him loose with a notepad and a laptop and maybe get John Curtis to do a couple of game summaries. It's an interesting perspective to go from Major League Baseball into the field of the media, but especially to do some writing. Most of these big leaguers nowadays, they go to ESPN.com, or you'd rather go to the ESPN network, or, hey, let's send it down to the sidelines and ED. Thanks, Al. See, the reason he fumbled the football is because he couldn't hang on. Back to you. Thanks for the take, Edie. I heard somebody the other day trying to talk about why Lisa Guerrero didn't deserve the job on Monday Night Football. And then they said the words, I didn't think Eric Dickerson did that bad of a job at all on Monday Night Football. I don't know why everybody gives him such a hard time. The guy must be deaf. Eric Dickerson may be the worst color commentator in the history of television. If he was right here, I'd say, Eric, nice rushing yards. Stick to a jersey, pal. 2-0 to Azarius Corbeil as Cole finally coming back here. Corbeil swings through it, and it's 2-1. Gourneau is at first base. The rant is over. Gourneau at first. Elward with a home run with 2 outs to put the Quakes on the board. It's 1-0. Kolb coming home now with the 2-1 on the way to Azarius Corbeil. Fly ball hit into center field and fairly deep, chasing Morris back there near the track. Now on the track, reaches down and snow cones it. He makes the catch as it hit him in the glove and started to rattle a bit, and he just did hang on. The Mavs only give up the 1 run here in the first inning as Danny Kolb pitches out of a little 2-out trouble. But it's Mike Elward's 7th home run of the year to put on the board 1-0 at the end of a half an inning. The Mavs to face Cliff Smith when we come back on 9:10 a.m.
McDonald's presents That's Bizarre. And now, the 6 o'clock news on Helium.
Outside Athens today, archaeologists uncovered what appears to be a 40,000-year-old
He's not an Eric Dickerson fan.
And a related story...
That's Bizarre is brought to you by new McGriddles breakfast sandwiches. Savory sausage or bacon with eggs and cheese. And here's the bizarre part. Sandwiched between 2 warm griddle cakes with a taste of maple syrup baked right in. Why didn't somebody think of this before? New McGriddles. Bizarre, but yummy.
And participating McDonald's.
Monsters, dragons, tapioca pudding. Back in the 3rd grade, that's what I should have been afraid of. Not school.
At Sylvan Learning Center, we solve academic problems by figuring out exactly what the problem is. We begin with a Sylvan Skills Assessment. From there, we build a personalized program to help your child succeed.
Taking tests. The teacher calling my name. Standing up in front of class. That stuff used to make my knees shake.
Call Sylvan today and find out how our skills assessment can give a comprehensive profile of your child's strengths and weaknesses. We'll identify skill gaps Then create a program to help your child fill in those gaps.
Hey, Mike.
And our results are guaranteed. Some restrictions apply.
Go a little careful on the accent.
Just girls.
Okay.
Visit your local Sylvan Learning Center in Wimbledon Village on Hesperia Road or call 245-8091. That's 245-8091.
Danny Cole concedes the 2-out home run as Mike Elward takes him deep to left field. The Quakes take a 1-0 lead at the end of just a half an inning. For the Mavericks, facing Cliff Smith here today, it'll be Chris Morris, Johnny Rayburn, Brad Nelson will lead things off. Cliff Smith started the season with the Quakes, but then sent up to the Texas League with the Arkansas Travelers. Had some pretty good outings there, as he made just one start and a dozen relief appearances. Kid posted a 2.60 ERA in his time in the Texas League. 13 appearances, worked 27 2/3 innings, and he only gave up 9 runs, 8 of which were earned. I don't know why he ended up back down here in the Cal League. First pitch swinging, Chris Morris, line drive, softly hit into center field. It falls in front of Nick Kimpton for a base hit, and the Mavs have the tying run out there. So Morris takes the first pitch, laces it softly into center field, and that'll bring up Johnny Rayburn. Cliff Smith getting some good innings in the Texas League, and for whatever reason ends up back here in the Cal League, where he started off the 2003 campaign. Started the first month of the year here, and this is only his 4th appearance since come back. Since he has come back, he has primarily been used as a starter, and in fact only used as a starter, and this is his 4th start of the year, as opposed to his time in the Cal League before, where he made 10 relief appearances. He was 0-2 with 2 saves as a reliever, a 4.09 ERA. As a starter, he's 2-0 with very similar numbers, a 4.20 ERA in 3 games. He's get starts on the road in Stockton, at home against Lake Elsinore, on the road in Lancaster. First pitch to Johnny Rayburn is off the plate outside. It's 1-0. Looking for Morris to go as they called for the pitch out, but nothing doing. This time Morris stays again. Pitch to Rayburn, a called strike. It's 1-1. Rayburn, 269 on the year, no home runs, 30 RBIs. Yesterday, actually the day before, I guess, sitting in Blackie's office, Johnny Rayburn was crossing, wanted to know who's pitching, and seemed surprised when he found out Cliff Smith was going here in the 3rd game of this series, and he knew for a fact that Smith had been in Double-A for a spell and was doing well. I'm sure he keeps up with all his old teammates and buddies. Of course, being originally from the Anaheim system, came up with the Angels, played the entire 2002 campaign, short of the last month with Rancho Cucamonga. Played under manager Bobby Meacham before being traded around August and spending the last month here in the high desert. 1-2 now on Johnny Rays. He fouled off the last pitch. Morris will draw a throw over. Team leader in stolen bases over there with excellent speed. Chris Morris, 44 bags, and he's only been caught 10 times. You can do your own math. That's 44 out of 54 by my math. 3rd in the Cal League, but of course, he's only chasing one active guy. Joey Gathright of Bakersfield has 50 stolen bases. He leads the league. Freddie Guzman, who is no longer playing here, he's down in Mobile in the Southern League, terrorizing the Huntsville Stars now. He's got 49, so Morris 5 away from him. Rayburn takes the pitch off the plate again. It's 2-2. Big right-hander Cliff Smith coming home. Morris bluffs going. Pitch is swung on and missed in the dirt. Good stop by Duenas as Smith records his first strikeout of the afternoon. 1 gone. Morris still down there at first for Nelly. Wishful thinking on my part last night for Brad Nelson to hit a home run during his own bobblehead giveaway. Nelly picked up a base hit. A single in his bobblehead debut last night. There goes Morris. Pitch is thrown down. Duenas misses badly as it's way off the mark. Going and getting it is Tommy Murphy before it ends up in center field. Meanwhile, Morris slides in safely. 45th of the year, and the Mavs have the tying run in scoring position. 1-0 Quakes. Morris now 45 of 55 on the season. And an RBI opportunity for Nelson right here. Still looking for the elusive first home run here in 0-3. The 1-0 pitch, down and away. It's 2-0. Nelson hitting .311, no home runs and 10 RBIs. Hopefully his neck is all right today after all that bubbling he did yesterday. Get some cream for that. Check and Morris coming home with a 2-0 pitch. Grounded, foul down the first baseline. 2-1. Maybe we could play that a little louder. Checking the Rancho defense. Tommy Duenas making his California League debut. He's behind home plate. Just called up from Provo to take the spot of Jeff Mathis, who's in the Futures game. Morris drawing Smith's attention now to second base, and he'll step off the rubber, looking Mo back. So Duenas making his Cal League debut behind the plate. You've got Micah Elward at third base, Tommy Murphy at short, Javi Rodriguez at second base, Azarias Corbeil at first. Nelson swings and misses. It's 2-2. Nick Gorneau in left field, Nick Kimpton in center, Jason Espedo, don't call me Nick Espedo, in right. Nearly the all-Nick outfield. 2-2 on left-handed hitting Brad Nelson. Morris's lead. Pitch on the way to Nelly. Strike 3 called inside corner. Chris Griffith, the home plate umpire, punches him out. Pretty good pitch, looked to be right there. Nelson thought otherwise. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Cliff Smith. 2 down, and that'll bring up Candy. Your home plate umpire is Chris Griffith. Todd Waters is out there on the bases. That's your blue crew today. Here's Candy now. 295 on the year. A couple of home runs. 32 ribs. And now Smith, big tall right-hander, will step again off the rubber and look Morris back to the bag. No one covering. For Cliff Smith, 6'6" and 205 out of Haverhill, Massachusetts. Coming home to Candelaria. First pitch is skied up in the air on the infield. Tommy Murphy right there. Now behind the bag at second base, still on the infield dirt. He's got it. And that'll do it. As the Mavs squander a leadoff single, Morris ends up getting stranded at second base. We played one. Quakes on top 1-0 as we head to the second on 9:10 a.m. Yeah.
Are you frustrated by today's skyrocketing home prices? Well, you don't have to pay more than you need for less than you expect. Soar to new heights at Eagle Ranch in Victorville, Southern California's most affordable and most desirable new home community. We're talking about new height of value. The homes at Eagle Ranch are priced from the 150s. Yep, the 150s. And they're just as spacious, just as stylish as homes costing twice as much or more in other parts of Southern California. You'll also discover new heights of selection at Eagle Ranch. With 13 exquisite models in 4 inviting neighborhoods, you're bound to find the home that's just right for you and your family and your budget. And your quality of life will soar to new heights, too, with the High Desert's clear air and Eagle Ranch's beautiful community detailing, mature landscaping, and outstanding amenities. So catch a gentle breeze and soar on up to Eagle Ranch, Victorville's finest master plan community and the official sponsor of the High Desert Mavericks baseball team. To find out more about the unbeatable new home values at Eagle Ranch, visit EagleRanchHomes.net. That's EagleRanchHomes.net.
The 2003 season is finally here, and with the new Mavericks baseball season comes a new Mavericks website. Jump online and visit the Mavs at www.hdmavs.com for the latest news and stats about the Mavs. Sign up for a weekly newsletter that gets you up-to-date information and transactions. Visit our brand new souvenir team shop and pick out a jersey or a set of baseball cards for your collection. Or read up on our brand new 2003 promotional schedule. That's www.hdmavs.com. High Desert Mavericks Baseball. America's game, High Desert's team.
One and nothing Quakes as we go into the second inning of play. Mike Linscott with you here from the confines of Friendly Maverick Stadium. It's the final game of this 3-game series. Unfortunately, the Mavs have dropped both games and now overall have dropped 5 in a row. First pitch swinging, Javi Rodriguez down the right field line. Belcher to the track. He's hit the wall, and this one is gone. Rodriguez goes the other way down the right field line, just does sneak over the fence. And just like that, the Quakes have jumped out on top 2-0. Kolb surrenders 2 home runs here in the first inning plus within the first 6 hitters for Javi Rodriguez. Only his second home run of the season as a member of the Quakes. For Rodriguez, today is only his 13th game, and the little guy with a little bit of pop. 2 home runs. The solo shot gives him a 4 RBIs now on the season, as the Quakes extend their lead. Little right-handed hitter just going the other way down the right field line, and there's nothing Belcher could do about it. Javi Rodriguez with the wind blowing out to right field certainly utilized it as it just did crawl over the wall down the line about 340 feet away. Pitch on the way to Justin Turner is fouled away. Quickly Kolb jumping out in front, 1-2. One of Danny Kolb's weaknesses this year has been the ability to keep the ball in the ballpark. Kolb now has allowed 16 home runs. That's second on the staff, only behind Chris Saenz. Fly ball down the left field line. A long run for Ralph Santana. This one is going to drop foul as Ralph will run out of room. Turner trying to go the other way. It just falls as one long strike. 1-2. Santana will throw it beyond the wall in left field as a fan sitting down there watching the game from certainly a very different perspective. He will chase that one down. 1-2 now on the way to Justin Turner, taken outside. It's 2-2. Turner hitting .227, 4 home runs, 29 RBIs. Turner is a left-handed hitter exclusively. The 2-2 on the way, off speed, got him swinging as he comes inside of the left-handed hitter, and Turner can't get around on it. Strikeout for Kolb is his second of the day. One gone here in inning number 2, and that'll bring up Tommy Duenas. Spent some time this year in Cedar Rapids. 22 games for the Colonels, where in those 22 games he hit just .216 with a couple of home runs and 10 RBIs. He was there from the 1st of April until June 7th, and then he was sent on down a level to Provo, where he spent the majority of the year last year. In Provo, in 14 games, Duenas hitting .267 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Duenas takes a strike here. It's 0-2. Duenas, of course, taking the spot of Jeff Mathis, who is representing in the Futures game and is scheduled to be back here when the Quakes travel to Lancaster here in the next couple of days. Pitch is fouled off as Duenas turns on it. 0-2. So officially, this is his first at bat as a member of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Duenas, a little short and stocky right-handed hitter. Kolb with the 0-2 now on the way to Tommy Duenas. Misses high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Duenas, born in Miami, Florida, 5'11" and 205 pounds. A 16th round draft pick in last year's draft. Played just 1 game in Provo last year. Had 1 hit in 1 at bat. Picked up an RBI. Must have been a single. There's a ground ball to the left of Ozzie Chavez. He gobbles it up now behind the second base bag. On the move. We'll throw him out at first base. 6-3 on the put out. There's 2 away. Nick Kimpton now the hitter. The number 9 man. 237 on the year with a home run and 12 RBIs. Checking out the rest of Danny Kolb's numbers. A 3-7 record on the season and a 5.74 ERA. Today is his 18th appearance this year. 94 innings worth of work. That's the club leader in that category. He's given up 70 runs. 60 of them are earned on 111 base hits. 71 punch-outs, only 34 walks. The league hitting .292 against the right-hander. First offering to Kimpton misses. Now the 1-0 coming. Tries to go the other way. Ends up fouling it off on top of the Mavs dugout. And into the stands. Nearly clocked to Wooly Bully. Heads up, Wool. 1-1. Kimpton, left-handed hitter, takes it inside. It's 2-1. The road to Visalia. Mavs have won just 1 game in a northern city this season. Ground ball to the right side of the infield. Rayburn gets there, fires it to a covering Danny Kolb just in time to get Nick Kimpton. And Kimpton, nor Dallas McPherson, who's coaching down there at the bag first base, can believe the call. Bang, bang right there. Rayburn gets to it as Nelson looked like he was going to cut him off, and Rayburn Firing it to Danny Kolb just in time, says the base umpire Todd Waters. It goes 4-1, and the side is retired. Javi Rodriguez leads off the inning with a home run. It's 2-0 Quakes at the end of an inning and a half on 9:10 a.m.
Not 2003. Right now at Valley High, you can buy the all-new, totally redesigned 2004 Corolla CE. $16,000, you say? Not today, the Valley High way. $13,988, that's all you pay. Imagine buying a 2004 Corolla CE in June of 2003, and you're going to save a whole year's depreciation, and this is a first in Toyota history. Right here at Valley High Toyota, 0% financing up to 60 months on every new 2003 Toyota car, truck, or SUV. One more time. Your all-new, well-equipped 2004 Corolla CE, as little as $13,988, even 0% financing up to 60 months on all new 2003 Toyotas. It's the best of all car buying worlds. A super low $13,988 for your new 2004 Corolla CE, and then not a penny interest on every new 2003 Toyota. If you take Roy Rogers Drive off the 15 freeway, find Valley High Toyota today. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
VIN number Z201204, 0% long-term financing and approved credit offering 630.
Always fresh, always fabulous. China Palace. For dinner, for lunch, what a great buffet. We're making it fresh every day. You can eat it or get it to go. It's up to you.
China Palace on 7th Street, just south of La Paz Drive.
Always fresh, always fabulous. China Palace.
Belcher, Villanueva, and Santana. They get things going for the Mavs, trailing 2-0 as we welcome you back. Bottom of the second inning. Belcher swings and misses at the first offering. And it's 0-1. Belcher, team leader in the batting average category, 320, 5 home runs. Team leader in RBIs with 49. Back in the number 5 spot today. Got the day off yesterday. A slow roller chopped over the mound. Second baseman Javi Rodriguez will throw Belcher out by a full step. An easy play. It didn't look initially so easy as Rodriguez throws him out 4-3 and quickly 1 out. Here's Billy. Villanueva 292, 3 home runs, 36 RBIs. Doing DHing today for Tim Blackwell's Mavs. First offering on the way to the right-handed hitter. Swing and a miss, comes inside. And it's 0-1. Cliff Smith. Tall right-hander, free agent acquisition picked up by the Angels in 2001. Same pitch right there to Villanueva. Still can't get around on it. Quickly 0-2. Cliff Smith last year. There's a line drive. Softly hit. Left field coming on. Gorno can't get to it. It falls for a base hit. Good job by Villanueva. The 0-2 pitch as he pulls it into left field softly. The Mavs bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Santana. Cliff Smith last year, 36 games as a member of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, only 3 as a starter. Did not have a great season. 3 wins, 8 losses, had a 4.81 ERA. He started 3 games, appeared in 33 games in relief. Gave up 42 earned runs in 78 2/3 innings. 77 strikeouts. 35 walks last year for the right-hander. In 2001, his first year in Pro Ball, he was 2-1 with a 3.34 ERA for Provo in the Pioneer League. First offering on the way to Ralph Santana, jacked in the air to right field and deep. Espedo back to the track. He's hit the wall. Shebang! Ralph Santana with his first home run as a High Desert Maverick, and we are tied at 2. Rafael going yard. Santana jerks one to right field, and with the wind blowing, he got enough of it to where it gets on out of here. Just like that, we are tied at 2. So the Mavs, after hitting just 6 home runs in the entire month of June, have hit home runs in each of the last 2 home games. Today, Santana. Last night, it was this man with his 12th of the year, and he nearly wears this one way inside with the fastball. As Foster jackknives out of the way, 1-0. Santana, number 1 on the year. And if you're keeping track, for Raphael as Foster swings and misses at the fastball. It's 1-1. Ralph Santana, last year for Beloit, did not have a home run in 107 games. Had just one professional home run coming into this year. That was in 2001 for Ogden. So he's done it. Foster, a strike, gets 1-2. Only the second career home run for Santana. Swing and a miss by Foster as he chases the slider downstairs for strike 3 for Cliff Smith. It is his second strikeout. Check it, third strikeout of the afternoon. 2 down now here in inning number 2 for Santana. RBI is 24 and 25. Villanueva, who lined that 0-2 pitch into left field, scores out in front of him. Tied at 2 now. Each team with 2 hits or 2 runs and 3 hits up there on the board. No errors. Chavez takes a strike. Now takes the 0-1 offering down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ozzie hitting left-handed, a switch hitter facing the right-hander Cliff Smith. This one misses down and away again. 2-1. Chavez 233 on the season, a home run and 13 RBIs. Missed the first 2 months or so of the regular season with that broken right hand. Ground ball, diving stop. Javi Rodriguez to his left. Up with it from his knees over to Corbeil for the out. 4-3 on the put out, and a nice play by Javi Rodriguez, diving in the hole to take one away from Ozzie Chavez. Ralph Santana's first home run is a high desert Maverick hour. It's tied things up. We're going to the third, tied at 2 on 9:10 a.m.
The second half of the 2003 season is here, but it's not too late for you to bring a VIP group out to Maverick Stadium. Call the Mavericks at 246-MAVS and find out how you can bring a group of 20, 50, or even 500 people out to the ballpark and enjoy a summer evening at Maverick Stadium. Spend the night in one of our VIP skyboxes, or maybe enjoy the...
Not today, the Valley Highway. $13,988, that's all you pay. Imagine buying a 2004 Corolla CE in June of 2003, and you're going to save a whole year's depreciation, and this is the first in Toyota history. Right here at Valley High Toyota, 0% financing up to 60 months on every new 2003 Toyota car, truck, or SUV. One more time. Your all-new, well-equipped 2004 Corolla CE, as little as $13,988, even 0% financing up to 60 months on all new 2003 Toyotas. It's the best of all car buying worlds. A super low $13,988 for your new 2004 Corolla CE, and then not a penny interest on every new 2003 Toyota. If you take Roy Rogers Drive off the 15 freeway, find Valley High Toyota today. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
VIN number Z201204, 0% long-term financing and approved credit offer in 630.
They're passing the hat for Ralph Santana. You're going to eat a steak dinner tonight. Don't be afraid to take out some boys tonight. Santana's second professional home run, and his first as a Maverick as he goes deep right field, scoring Villanueva out in front of him. The Mavs have tied it at 2. We go to the third inning. Tommy Murphy will lead things off. 1-1 on the leadoff hitter. It'll be Murphy, Espedo, and Elward. 1, 2, 3 hitters in the order for the Quakes. As Colby comes back, the 1-1 offering, fastball misses outside. It's 2-1. Murphy struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Had a decent at-bat, though. Fouled off a number of pitches. The native of Palmetto, Florida, Danny Kolb from the wide, and the 2-1 on the way to Murphy. A little chopper out to Ralph Santana, or check it. I guess that's Johnny Rayburn at second base today. They've got Santana and Rayburn flip-flopped, as Rayburn has been mostly playing outfield here in the last few weeks, and Santana, after making a nice little run of 4 or 5 straight games in the outfield, has seen limited time today, but it's Rayburn, the second baseman, to throw it over there to Nelson to retire Tommy Murphy. Just a couple of pitches and one quick out here in the third. So here's Jason Espedo. Who says those corner outfielders don't have any power? Is this the first of 40 bombs on the year for Raphael? It's possible. Drinking those energy shakes. Jason Espedo fouls the 0-1 pitch at the plate. It's quickly 0-2. A fly ball to Santana in Espedo's first at bat. Had a big 2-run triple a few nights ago against Bobby Wystrowski in the 9th inning, as the Quakes came back late in that one and picked up the win 6-3 in the opener of the 3-game set. Fly ball deep right center field. Chasing Morris back to the track with a step in front of the track. He will go down to get it, making the basket catch. Well, not that pretty, but effective. Morris will run it down in the gap. He had time to set up. Chooses to give it the old basket catch out there. Not exactly fundamentally sound, but whatever it takes to make the grab. 2 away, and here's Mike Elward. Put the Quakes on the board back in the first with his 7th home run of the year. A solo shot over Santana's head in left field. Colby the Wine, first offering coming. A high fastball misses. It's 1-0. Other games in the California League today. They're playing 2 up in Visalia, where the Bakersfield Blaze visiting the Oaks. They're double dipping. 1-0 offering, breaking ball in there for a strike. Outside corner, it's 1-1. San Jose in Stockton. Lake Elsinore is on the road in Motown at Modesto. Inland Empire is in Lancaster. Ground ball chopped on the line, just off the line. Scott Candelaria. Last time a ball was that close to the foul line, Candy had some explicatives coming out of his grill, and he was chased out of here about 2 seconds after that. This one just foul, as Elward will get back out of the box and regroup. Candy got fined $25 for that incident. Came down and delivered him the sheet, and he's like, man, $25? Could have done better than that. Perhaps more explicatives next time, Candy. It's a family show after all. 1-2 on the way to Mike Elward, just outside. No love from Chris Griffith. Danny Kolb is denied. 2-2. Colby the Wine. 2-2 on the way to the right-handed hitting Elward now. Fouled back to the screen. Still 2-2. This is the last game of the homestand. On our way to Visalia tomorrow, where it is guaranteed to be smoking red hot and a whole lot more wet. Or wetter. Humidity. Not so much the heat, it's the humidity. It's going to be sticky as you know what up there. 2-2 offering, misses outside this time around. It's a full count of 3-2. You got to think triple-digit temperatures have scared some Sunday crowd away here today, as we're playing with a little bit of a light crowd here today. Payoff pitch on the way to Elward now. Popped up. Right field shallow. Belcher coming in on it with the sunglasses on. Make the two-handed grab. And the side is retired. DK works his first 1-2-3 affair of the afternoon. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Still tied at 2 on 9:10 a.m.
Hey, Mike.
You'll know the minute you get here. We got a car for you. Whatever it takes to please you, we're committed to do. Right now, right here, this is the day. Put her in gear.
They're at Overdrive at Rancho Motor Company and back with 0% financing for 60 long months or rebates up to $3,000 on selected new award-winning Chevrolets and Cadillacs. From Suburbans to the all-new Escalade EXTs and ESVs on the Monte Carlo or Impala, even trucks, the Silverado and Avalanche. Hi, everybody, this is Bob Montague, and it's 0 to 60 at Rancho Motor Company with the largest selection ever in their 31-year history. Now's the time you've been waiting for at Rancho Motor Company. Don't miss out. Drive one away today from Rancho Motor Company, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Victorville. We'll be there. Rancho Motor Company.
Two earthquakes in 2 weeks left thousands dead in India and El Salvador. Now the earthquake survivors desperately need help. Samaritan's Purse, an international relief organization headed by Franklin Graham, son of evangelist Billy Graham, is providing food, fresh water, shelter, and medical supplies. Call Samaritan's Purse at 1-800-739-9500 to help the earthquake survivors in India and El Salvador. 1-800-739-9500.
Remember, number 5,
A 2-2 tie as we go to the bottom half of inning number 3. Chris Morris to lead things off for High Desert. As Morris will be followed by Johnny Ray and Brad Nelson. Top of the order for High Desert. Morris takes it for a ball. It's 1-0. Singled, stole a base, his team best, 45th on the year. 1-0 to Mo, fouled at the plate. 1-1. Morris, a switch hitter, batting from the left-hander side against big, tall Cliff Smith. Morris stranded at second base when Nelson struck out looking, and Candelaria popping up to short as the Mavs failed to get on the board early, but Ralph Santana's first home run as a Maverick changed all that in the second. We're tied at 2. Morris takes a strike. It's 1-2. The right-hander delivering now. Breaking ball just outside. Chris Griffith showing a bit of a tight strike zone here in the early going. As the pitch is off the plate, 2-2. Next offering, fastball outside corner for strike 3 called. This looked to be further outside than the last pitch. Morris down, looking fourth strikeout of the afternoon for Cliff Smith. Morris down, 1 gone, and that'll bring up Rayburn. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. Talking about the Futures game during the pregame show. Some former Mavericks representing in that one, as Dave Krenzel, J.J. Hardy, each getting on base for the U.S. team. Krenzel scored the U.S.'s first run in the top half of the first inning after he earned a walk. Pitch on the way to Rayburn is popped up. Shallow left field. Gorno took a couple of steps back, now coming in. He'll make the one-handed grab, 2 away. Here's Bradley. Struck out looking in his first at bat. 0 for 1. One thing that I noticed right away on Dave Krenzel, what in the world happened to his hair? Quickly jumped on Brewer Fan about halfway in between because I wanted to see what the guys on BrewerFan.net were saying about Hardy and Krenzel in the Futures game as they were getting all amped up. As you can imagine, those guys are pretty hardcore. Nelson, a line shot right back through the box. Diving stop by Tommy Murphy from his knees. Throws to first in the dirt. Not in time. It gets away from Azarius Corbeil. Nelson nearly takes him out from behind as Corbeil ends up chasing it down near the Quakes bullpen, but Nelly will hold at first base. An infield single for Bradley. Great stop behind the second base bag for Tommy Murphy from his knees. Nearly threw out Nelson. Murphy has made some excellent defensive plays here in this series, but you don't need to worry about that. Nelson beat it out. Infield single for Brad. The go-ahead run for the first time today is on board for High Desert for Scott Candelaria. First offering on the way to Candy, way out in front of a breaking ball, 0-1. Corbeil had to come off the bag to get it, and he was headed down the right field line, and Nelson almost ran into him from behind. Made for an uncomfortable moment. Nelson not going anywhere. He doesn't have any stolen bases this season. Candy chases a bad one down and away, way out of the zone there. It's 0-2. He was badly fooled. Anyways, jumped on BrewerFan.net, and somebody made the comment that Krenzel looks awesome except for the Joe Millionaire haircut. And that is exactly what his hair looks like. That dude from Joe Millionaire. Those long, curly black locks. I guarantee Krenzel's got a higher IQ than that guy, though. I picked Sarah because she's like hot and stuff. There goes Nelson on his way to second base. Double pump by Duenas. The throw down not in time. I look really educated when I say Nelson's not going anywhere. He doesn't have any stolen bases on the year. And there he goes 2 pitches later. I'm very smart. I can predict the future. I was just misleading you. The misdirection powers I have. Nelson, is he on his way to third? No. Candelaria pulls one, tries to get it through the hole. Ilward, a high throw over to first base. It would have been in time anyways. It's all the way to the wall over there. It comes ricocheting out. Nelson is in to score. The Mavs take a 3-2 lead. Candelaria, no RBI on the play as The throw sailed wide, and the Quakes will get charged with an error. Elward's throw to first base way off the mark as he could not get Candelaria. Throw was very high. Corbeil trying to climb the ladder to bring it back down. Got away from him. Now Belcher pulls one to right field down the line. This is going to get down for extra bases. Candelaria taking the turn at second, and they look like, they're going to hold him at third. That's a good decision right there. Oh, my, the throw all the way to the Mavs dugout where Cliff Smith will back it up. Yeah, a good decision in that the ball would have beaten Candelaria, but in hindsight now, Javi Rodriguez, a terrible throw to the plate from shallow right field, cutting that ball off from Espedo as Rodriguez nearly threw it into the dugout. Cliff Smith in position, just like he's supposed to be, backing that ball up just in front of the dugout. Saves it from going in there. So the Mavs have made a little noise. They have the 3-2 lead. Nice play by Elward down at third base, diving to his left, taking a base hit away from Candelaria, at least of the conventional variety, but by the time he got to his feet and delivered it over to first, Candy had already legged it out anyways. The throw was high, gets away from Corbeil. Nelson is allowed to come in to score. Would have been an unearned run, but doesn't matter now that Belcher's double, as it would have knocked him in anyways. Runners at second and third, but there are two away. Villanueva swung and missed at the first offering. The 0-1 pitch. Slider is outside. They appeal. Villi holds up. It's 1-1. So the Mavs have been busy here. Candelaria follows Brad Nelson's infield single with one of his own. No RBI for Candelaria, however, as Nelson scores on E5, but the run does not count as an unearned run against Cliff Smith because of the Belcher double. So you've got runners at second and third. The pitch to Villi missed. Now 2-1 coming back to Froilan. Is grounded foul into the Maverick dugout. Grounds crew hanging out down in the dugout with their little screens as they're getting ready to go drag the infield, and they have to hide behind those screens. Otherwise, they're wearing a Villanueva ground ball. 2-2 on the way to Villi now. Down and away again. A full count at 3-2. A bad one here. Loads him up for power hitting. Ralph Santana waiting on deck. Nice swing, the big stick. 3-2 on the way to Villanueva. Now line drive, left field base hit out of the reach of Mike Elward. Coming in to score. Candy right behind him is Belcher. The throw the plate is up the line and not in time. Villi will take second on the throw, and the Mavs will take a 5-2 lead, their largest lead of the day. Candy and Belcher both score on Villanueva's RBI single to left. Villi picks up ribbies 37 and 38. Takes second on the throw. Elward just saw it miss out of his reach. As Villi had enough on it to squeeze it through. 38 RBIs now on the season. The Mavs have grabbed a 5-2 lead as held to 3 runs in each of the first 2 games in this series, including a season low at home last night, 3 base hits. Tonight, the sticks have come, or this afternoon, I guess I should say. And here's Santana. I was kind of thinking about a walk to Villanueva to load the bases, because I'm sure Santana's thinking long ball now. I'm pretty sure High Desert will take their 3-run lead, however. Santana up there. Homered in his first at bat. 2 RBIs gives him 25 now on the year. Mavs enjoying what is right now their largest lead of the series. A 3-run advantage at 5-2. And they have scored the last 5 runs after trailing early 2-0. First offering to Santana missed. Now the 1-0 from right-hander Cliff Smith way outside. It's 2-0. Santana, left-handed hitter out of Orlando, Florida. 6'1", $170. 42nd round draft pick back in 2001. 2-0 now on the way to Santana. Hit in the air to center field. This is playable. Kimpton coming in now, moving out. That's the smart route. He's back there to make the catch. And that'll do it for High Desert here in the 3rd inning. But the Mavs offense gets a little busy here in inning number 3, scoring 3 times. They enjoy a 5-2 lead as we go to the 4th here on 910 a.m.
McDonald's presents That's Bizarre. And now, the 6 o'clock news on Helium.
Outside what appears to be a 40,000-year-old thigh bone of a Paleolithic mastodon. And a related story...
That's bizarre. Is brought to you by new McGriddle's breakfast sandwiches. Savory sausage or bacon with eggs and cheese. And here's the bizarre part. Sandwiched between two warm griddle cakes with a taste of maple syrup baked right in. Why didn't somebody think of this before? New McGriddles. Bizarre, but yummy.
And participating McDonald's.
Big Brothers Big Sisters is looking for volunteers to be a guiding light for today's youth. Do you have the right qualifications? Let's find out.
Can you burp the alphabet?
Have you ever tied someone's shoelaces together?
Do you know what a noogie is? Have you ever started a pillow fight? Have you ever given someone a wedgie?
Think being a big means you have to act like a saint? Think again. To volunteer, call 1-888-412-BIGS or visit BigBrothersBigSisters.org. Brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Ad Council.
You're listening to High Desert Mavericks Baseball here on Stardust 910 AM. Mavericks Baseball is brought to you in part by Rancho Motor Company, McDonald's, the Department of Conservation, Victor Valley Community Hospital, Sylvan Learning Center, Eagle Ranch Homes, and Southern California Toyota. High Desert Mavericks Baseball, America's game. High Desert's team.
Mavericks Baseball on KREK Hesperia.
After giving up a solo home run in each of the first two innings, Danny Kolb now is settled in, and his offense has gone to town for him. Taking Cliff Smith to school for 5 runs on 6 hits here in the early going. Mavericks leading 5-2, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for High Desert. 2 runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Quakes. 2 of their 3 hits have accounted for the runs. A solo home run in the first inning by Mike Elward, his 7th. Solo home run by Javi Rodriguez to lead off the second inning. Number 2 on the year for Rodriguez. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Quakes here in inning number 4. Nick Gourneau to be followed by Zarius Corbeil and Javi Rodriguez. First offering on the way from the right-hander now. Down and away. And it's 1-0. We'll check the Major League scoreboard for you here this break and try to come up with some Cal League scores for you sooner or later. The 1-0 on the way to Gourneau now. Fouled at the plate, and it's 1-1. For Gourneau, he singled and was stranded in his only at bat here today. 1 for 1 to raise the average up a couple of points. The All-Star now up to 320 with 11 home runs and 52 RBIs. Colby's 1-1 on the way to Gourneau. Down and away. Good stop by Foster, even though there's nobody on base. 2-1. We'll start in the American League in just a second. 2-1 on the way to Gourneau. Swing and another foul at the plate. 2-2. Chicago White Sox today in Cleveland. 7-4 Sox defeat the Indians. Detroit Tigers shut out the Boston Red Sox 3-0. A rare shutout for the worst team in baseball. 3-0 Tigers over the Sox. Yankees defeat Toronto in Toronto. 6-2 Yanks over the Jays. Ground ball base hit through the hole on the right side between Johnny Rayburn and Brad Nelson as Gourneau leads off the 4th inning with his 2nd single of the day off Kolb. 4th hit allowed by the right-hander, and that'll bring up Azarius Corbeil, a left-handed hitter. Other scores in the American League. Minnesota today in Anaheim. The Angels defeating the Twins 8-3. Oakland A's keep rolling right along. A 1-0 win today at home over the Baltimore Orioles. First pitch on the way to Corbeil, just outside, 1-0. The Seattle Mariners, after falling last night at home to Tampa Bay, hammered the D-Rays today, 13-2. Mariners with the victory. The 1-0 instead of move by Kolb over to first base. Gourneau's got some speed. 10 stolen bases. Was thrown out trying to steal second earlier in this series. Only other score in the American League, top of the 3rd inning, still in progress. The Kansas City Royals leading in Texas over the Rangers. 3-0 Royals. Fastball on 1-0, misses outside. It's 2-0. Scores from the National League in progress. Bottom of the 3rd inning in Chicago. The Cubbies and the Atlanta Braves scoreless. Arizona Diamondbacks behind Brandon Webb, former Lancaster Jethawk. defeat the San Francisco Giants 7-4. Diamondbacks with the win at home today. 2-0 on the way to Azarias Corbeil. High and away, 3-0. Bad one here. Puts the tying run to the plate in the form of Javi Rodriguez. 3-0 on Corbeil, who flew out to Morris in his first at-bat. Other scores from the National League. Dodgers a win on the road today at Coors. 9-3. Dodgers over the Rockies. St. Louis Cardinals defeat the San Diego Padres 3-1. 3-0 pitch. They green light Corbeil. He pulls it foul down the first baseline. It comes ricocheting out to Gourneau as he will underhand it to the first base coach, who will make a fan and throw it into the stands. 3-1. Pittsburgh today losing in Houston. Astros 5-2 over the Pirates. Brewers fall in 12 innings today, losing at home to the Cincinnati Reds. Reds 10-8 over the Brew Crew. 3-1 pitch misses, and it's ball 4. For Kolb, his first walk of the day. The tying run will come to the plate. Gourneau is at second. Corbeil is at first. Still nobody out. And here's Javi Rodriguez, who hit his second home run of the year in his last at-bat. New York Mets today edged the Philadelphia Phillies 4-3. The Florida Marlins 11-4 over the Montreal Expos. And that's it. We'll check those scores in progress a bit later on. Runners at first and second. And here's Rodriguez. Took advantage of that swirling wind to right field in his last at-bat with a line drive going the other way that just did creep over the wall 340 feet away out of Jason Belcher's reach. This time he bunts it foul in the box as it comes up and bites him on the way out of the box. If it hits him somewhere other than inside the batter's box, then Tim Blackwell can come out here and turn his hat around backwards and kick dirt and spit. Hopefully not at the umpire, just, spit. Rodriguez fouls it at the plate. He was on his way out of the box when it made contact, but he was still in the box. 0-1. We'll see if he's bunting here. Kolb from the stretch, coming home. Rodriguez squares. This one is laid down foul again as it kicks behind home plate. 0-2. So the sacrifice doesn't really work out. I would be surprised to see him bunting here with 2 strikes on him. You never know, though. Who knows, he may be more of a weapon when he's not bunting with that homer in his first at-bat. Rodriguez wearing number 3 on the back of his road gray jersey. Kolb coming home, 0-2 on the way. Line drive into right field and deep. Belcher backing up, looks up, and this one is off the track and now hits off the wall. Coming around third and heading home is Nick Gourneau. They're going to hold Corbeil at second base, and Javi Rodriguez, indeed, more dangerous without trying to bunt, as he nearly took that one out too. Not quite home run depth, but again, going the other way, knocks in his second run of the day. A homer and now an RBI double. Gourneau scores easily from second base as Belcher couldn't get to that one. Corbeil winds up at third. John Curtis out of the Mavs dugout, and he's on his way to the hill to have more words with Danny Kolb. Third run already allowed by the right-hander. And now the tying run's in scoring position, and still nobody out for Rancho here in inning number 4. 5-3 is our score, and Curtis out there on the hill. Mavs pitching staff a little shorthanded now with Tony Stavros on the shelf for, well, who knows? Could be a week. Could be 2003. As that's got to be disappointing. Stavros trying to help Villanueva with a play a couple of nights ago in San Bernardino in that choppy infield. Choppy's a very polite word for crappy, but I can't say crappy on the air, so we'll call it choppy. Oh, wait, did I just say that? No! Justin Turner at the plate, swings and misses. And it's 0-1. Kolb's got to bear down and go to work here. Justin Turner, 227, 4 home runs, 29 RBIs. Colby got him swinging in his first at-bat. One of only 2 Kolb strikeouts on the day so far. The right-hander comes set with runners at second and third, coming home with the 0-1 pitch. Just misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Turner, obviously not a great batting average, but yet had 3 hits in the opening game of this series. Part of that 6-3 Rancho victory on Friday. Last night they won 8-3. The Mavs, short of Brian Foster's 2-run home run. Not a whole lot of highlights offensively for the club last night. Held to a season low at home, 3 base hits. As it was not enough to support pitching last night. 5 losses in a row for High Desert, and right now, this one looking like a shootout. 5-3 right now. Turner pulled this one foul. Now ready for the 1-2. Kolb coming set up at the belt, coming home, line drive center field, and we may be tied. Falls in there for a base hit. Morris charging in after it. Coming in to score is the tying run, as Javi Rodriguez will cross home plate before Morris's throw gets there. Down to second base goes Justin Turner, and we are tied at 5. Still nobody out here in the 4th inning as the first 4 men have reached base safely for the Quakes. For Turner, a 2-run single gives him RBIs 30 and 31. And here we go. The way the Mavs have been swinging the bats, 5 runs looked pretty good, but a shootout and an offensive slugfest does not favor this ball club. Not the way the offense has been swinging lately. 5 runs, 6 hits today. That's twice as many hits as they had in 9 innings yesterday against Dan Mazingo. First offering to Tommy Duenas in there for a called strike. The off-speed pitch finds pay dirt. It's 0-1. Duenas, right-handed hitter. Bunts up the first baseline. Kolb will field it. His only play down to first baseman Brad Nelson. And Tommy Duenas completes the sacrifice as Turner is down to third base representing the go-ahead run. Nicely done for the big stocky catcher in his first California League game. As the go-ahead run now at third base with only 1 out. 1-3 on the putout. And here's Kimpton. A ground ball to Johnny Rayburn in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. The infield will come up for High Desert. Candy at third, Xavi at short. Rayburn at second, Nelson at first. Everybody very close, if not right there on the infield grass. Actually, everybody is about 1 step away with the exception of Chavez. Kimpton takes it for a ball. It's 1-0. Kolb trying to bear down here with the game tied at 5. The 1-0 pitch, line drive on a couple of hops. Candelaria scoops it up, checks the runner, fires a strike over to Nelson. 2 away. Holding tight down at third base is Justin Turner. Hard hit ground ball is looked like a liner coming off the bat. It skidded to Candelaria right into his glove. He turned to his right, checking Turner at third base, who was not going anywhere. And Candy delivers it cleanly over to Brad. 5-3, and there's 2 away. The object here, obviously, is to keep Justin Turner cool down there at third base. The infield can back up now for Tommy Murphy. First pitch on the way. Good stop by Foster as it misses way high. He had to come out of his crouch and reach for that one, saving it from the backstop. 1-0. On the way now from Danny Kolb. Misses inside and low. 2 balls, no strikes. Down in the bullpen. Right-hander Aaron Dean has begun to throw. Hopefully Colby will be able to settle down here and get out of this jam. Pitches popped up and playable on the left side in foul territory. Scott Candelaria overruns it, now dives back the other way and comes up with the baseball. Oh, goodness. You always need to adjust and compensate for the wind. Candy overran it badly and ends up diving at the very last moment to save face there. As that would have been a disaster, giving Tommy Murphy yet another opportunity to drive in the go-ahead run. The Mavericks allow 3 runs in the 4th inning as Kolb cannot find his way out of the 4th with the lead. The Quakes have tied it at 5 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on 9:10 a.m.
The 2003 season is finally here, and with the new Mavericks baseball season comes a new Mavericks website. Jump online and visit the Mavs at www.hdmavs.com for the latest news and stats about the Mavs. Sign up for a weekly newsletter that gets you up-to-date information and transactions. Visit our brand new souvenir team shop and pick out a jersey or a set of baseball cards for your collection. Or read up on our brand new 2003 promotional schedule. That's www.hdmavs.com. High Desert Mavericks Baseball. America's game. High Desert's team.
Baseball season is in full swing. The sun's out, the days are longer, and it's time to play ball. For many of us, this also means that it's time to clean up our cars, change the oil and filter, and get ready for a busy summer on the go. When you change the oil in your vehicles, remember to recycle the used oil and filters. Recycling is the only safe way to keep oil away from our streams, rivers, lakes, oceans, and recreational areas. Besides, recycling is easy. Just call 1-800-CLEANUP for the address of a service station, quick lube, or household hazardous waste collection center. The friendly staff at these centers will take your oil for free. So go on, finish that cleanup job the right way, and then come to watch the Mavericks clean up on the baseball diamond. The California Integrated Waste Management Board wants to thank you for all of your recycling efforts. Once again, the collection center near you can be reached at 1-800-CLEANUP.
Live wire. 5-5 ties. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning here on 9:10 a.m. Mike Linscott with you from friendly Maverick Stadium. Very hitter-friendly today for both clubs. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Mavs. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. The 5 off Danny Kolb are all earned. The 5 off Cliff Smith are all earned. Two-1 on the way to Brian Foster is fouled at the plate. And it's 2-2. Foss leading off here in the fourth. He'll be followed by Ozzie Chavez. There's a fly ball into deep right center field. On the move is Nick Kimpton looking up. This one is going to take a hop off the track and now off the wall. Foster just does miss it, as it would have been his second home run in as many games. He'll cruise into second base with a leadoff double in a 5-5 tie.
Number 3, shortstop
Ozzie Chavez, the hitter. Brian Foster now at second base. Ozzie Chavez at the plate. Shows bunt. Takes it for a called strike. He hits 0-1. So Foster into right center field. Just nearly got it all. Chavez here. No bunt as he swings through it. Kind of a weak wave with one hand. And it's quickly 0-2. Chavez grounded out to Javi Rodriguez in his first at-bat as he was robbed of a base hit. As Rodriguez dove to his left, making a diving play. There's a ground ball pulled to Andy Tomberlin coaching first base. Obviously foul. 0-2. The Mavs had Aaron Dean warming up just a little while ago, but he has sat down as Cole able to make it through the fourth inning without giving up the lead. So we'll see Danny in the fifth. The 0-2 on the way to Ozzie Chavez is pulled into right center field and deep. Kimpton on the move is going to catch up with this one, but it will give Foster an opportunity to tag and move up. Not a sacrifice, but Ozzie does his job pulling a ball deep enough into right field to where Foster can move up 90 feet. And now High Desert with an opportunity to retake the lead if they can deliver a fly ball off the bat of Chris Morris. So Chavez flies out to Kimpton in center field, but he actually tracks it down in right center. One down. And we go back to the top of the order for Mo. The infield will come in for Rancho Cucamonga. Pitch on the way to Mo is outside. It's 1-0. The Mavs got a break by pulling in the infield as Candelaria fielded a ground ball in the top half of this frame, as holding down at third was Justin Turner. We'll see how it goes for Morris here. He takes a strike. Now the 1-1 on the way from Cliff Smith. It misses down low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Morris is 1 out of 2, singled in the first. Struck out looking in the third. The 2-1 on the way to Mo. Fouled out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foster doubled to open the inning. Moves to third on Chavez's fly ball. 2-2 on the way to Mo now. Popped up, shallow left field. A long run for Nick Gourneau coming in. He can't make the play. Murphy there to pick it on a hop. He'll fire it into home plate, but not nearly in time. Foster will score the go-ahead run, and the Mavs take a 6-5 lead. Going the other way, the little chip into left field, and right between Gourneau and Murphy. Gourneau coming in, didn't have a prayer at it. Murphy going out, took it on one hop and wheeled around to try to make a throw home, but Foster coming in. 6-5 High Desert for Morris, his second hit of the day. RBI number 31 for Mo. As they're back out in front, 6-5. The Quakes had a 2-0 lead going to the bottom of the second. Ralph Santana's first home run as a Maverick tied the game at 2. Mavs scored the next 3 runs in the bottom of the third to go up 5-2, but the Quakes pick up 3 spot, but stall with the go-ahead run down at third base and only 1 out. Now back to work the Mav offense. They've produced a couple of base hits here in the 4th inning. The 1-0, and there goes Morris on his way to second base. The pitch is a called strike to Johnny Rayburn. Morris, did he overslide the bag? Yes. He stole it, and then he overslid the bag. And I was afraid that's what was going to happen. Head first slide, and Morris got in there way ahead of the tag. But by the time he came to a sliding halt, he had overslid it. Blackie down in the third base coach's box, clapping his hands together to say, "Yeesh." Morris thrown out for only the 11th time this year. He's 1 out of 2 on the day, and Duenas guns out his first man in the Cal League as he fires out one of the league's best base stealers. The putout goes 2-6 as Tommy Murphy laying down the tag, and then the tag again. 2 outs, a run in for High Desert. Base is empty now. 3-1 on Johnny Rayburn. Here she comes on the way from Cliff Smith, down and away for ball 4. Rayburn appreciating the value of the walk there. 2-out base runner for High Desert. Here's Bradley. But not before Bobby Meacham is coming out of the dugout. And this may be it. Normally this would be a role reserved for Zeke Zimmerman. And Meach has just gone ahead and made the change. So Cliff Smith today, only 3 2/3, as certainly one of his shortest stints of the season and his shortest as a starter for Rancho Cucamonga, as he goes just 3 2/3 here today, allowing 6 runs on 9 hits. And Johnny Rayburn over there at first still belongs to him. There's a right-hander coming in. I believe he's right-handed anyway. Either that or he's carrying his glove in his left hand. I guess we'll find out for sure when we come back. 6-5 Mavs leading it. We're still here in the 4th. We step aside on 9:10 a.m.
Eric, are you ever going to get a job?
As it happens, Mother, I am currently hard at work.
It looks like you're watching TV.
That is correct.
Then I'm confused, Eric.
This is my new job.
Watching TV?
Watching TV.
I'm no longer confused, Eric. I'm sad. I'm very, very sad.
Maybe you should get a job, too.
Now, everyone can make money watching TV. When you order Charter Digital and Charter Pipeline high-speed internet service, you get a Visa gift card worth up to $75. Charter Digital gives you digital quality picture and sound and access to thousands of movies. Get Charter and a Visa gift card worth up to $75. Call for details. Some restrictions may apply.
Couldn't you find a better job than watching TV, Eric?
I hear they may start paying you for eating beef jerky.
That'll make you a millionaire.
Call 1-888-484-7644 and get Charter with free installation. That's 1-888-484-7644.
Dan Hall, $10. D Hall for $10. You can chalk that up on the board, baby. I'll be taking a cut of your meal money, 2% interest there, kid. 6'5", High Desert. And yeah, I know when he wears the glove on the right hand, what hand he throws with. Other way around, maybe. These kids today, they think they know it all. Boys next door in the air-conditioned press box. Keep lipping off. They're going to be back in the stands in 100-degree heat. Out there on the hill, we got a new right-hander. First pitch on the way to Brad Nelson. Driven down the right field line. Shebang! Just does clear the right field wall. A line drive, and he is off the schneid with his first home run of the year. First pitch he sees from the new right-hander, Wolinski. And Brad Nelson takes David Wolinski deep and just barely clears the wall. Nelson's first home run of the year and his first since last year in a Maverick uniform in the month of August. 2-run shot for Nelly. First pitch he sees, a line drive to right field, and it just does clear the wall. Here's Candy as the Mavs extend their lead. It's now 8-5. Greetings, David Wolinski, into the ball game. Number 1 on the year for Nelson. He's 2 for 3 on the day. 2 RBIs gives him 12 now on the season. And he scored a couple of times here today. Talk about breaking out offensively. The Mavs with 2 home runs today. Santana, his first. And, of course, with Nelson's first. The last time the Mavs hit 2 home runs in a game, nearly 2 months ago, when 3 guys did it in an extra inning ball game against none other than the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Foster, Candelaria, and Dan Boyd. Yeah, remember Dan Boyd? He was good before he got hurt. Pitches popped up on the infield as Candelaria will be retired here. Azarias Corbeil will make the catch on the infield grass, and that'll do it for High Desert. A game of firsts of sorts. Santana is first of the year back in the second, and Nelson unloads to right field, his first of the year. It's put the Mavs out in front 8-5 as we go to the 5th. Slugfest today. Down goes Frazier on 9:10 a.m.
The second half of the 2003 season is here, but it's not too late for you to bring a VIP group out to Mavericks Stadium. Call the Mavericks at 246-MAVS and find out how you can bring a group of 20, 50, or even 500 people out to the ballpark and enjoy a summer evening at Mavericks Stadium. Spend the night in one of our VIP skyboxes, or maybe enjoy the view from the Hardball Cafe in left field. Whatever the occasion, Mavericks games are the best way to celebrate among friends and clients. That's 246-MAVS for the most fun and affordable family entertainment in the High Desert. High Desert Mavericks Baseball. America's game, High Desert's team.
You'll know the minute you get here, we've got a car for you. Whatever it takes to please you, we're committed to do. Right now, right here, this is the day. Put her in gear.
There is overdrive at Rancho Motor Company and back with 0% financing for 60 long months or rebates up to $3,000 on selected new award-winning Chevrolets and Cadillacs. From Suburbans to the all-new Escalade EXTs and ESVs on the Monte Carlo or Impala. Even trucks, the Silverado and Avalanche. Hi, everybody. This is Bob Montague, and it's 0 to 60 at Rancho Motor Company with the largest selection ever in their 31-year history. Now's the time you've been waiting for at Rancho Motor Company. Don't miss out. Drive one away today from Rancho Motor Company, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Victorville. We'll be there. Rancho Motor Company.
Brad Nelson's first home run of the season has put the Mavs out in front by a 3 spot now as they have reclaimed their largest lead of the day. It's 8-5. Danny Kolb has certainly been given his fair share of support today after he held Inland Empire to just 1 run in 6 innings in his last start, but yet the bullpen could not hold it. Colby has given a load of offensive support here today as the Mavs have broke out the bustin' whooping sticks. 8 runs, 10 hits. And they're out to an 8-5 lead. Jason Espedo to lead off here in the 5th. Bunts on the 2-1 pitch right back to Kolb. He'll backhand, tap the glove, over to Nelson. 1 away. Nicely done. Fielding his position well as he'll take care of it. Speedo is out 1-3. One gone. And that'll bring up Mike Elward, who homered in his first at bat and then flew out to Belcher in right field in the third. 1 for 2. DK from the line. First offering on the way to the right-handed, hitting Elward. This is outside. It's 1-0. We've got Cal League scores in for you. What did the Visalia Oaks do? Well, hopefully they'll be tired by the time we get there tomorrow. They had a doubleheader today at Visalia. The Bakersfield Blaze and the Visalia Oaks doing it twice today because once just wasn't good enough. And the Visalia Oaks swept the doubleheader. Game 1, 5-2 over the Blaze. Game 2, 5-4. As they pick up the sweep in the doubleheader. Visalia coming in tomorrow's game against High Desert. They will be on a 4-game winning streak. They are now 16-9. There's a line shot through the hole on the left side. Elward picks up his second hit of the day. As the Quakes trying to go back to work against Danny Kolb. He had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. Otherwise, has allowed at least one run in each of the 4 innings he's worked in so far. Aaron Dean has had a seat as he's not throwing any longer. Hopefully Colby can get some innings in. 76 pitches for Danny in his first 4 frames. Right now he's sitting at 85. Pitch number 86 misses down and away to Gourneau, and it's 1-0. So Visalia, hopefully they'll be a little tired after doing the double dip thing at home in the heat and the mugginess. As they sweep the doubleheader against the Blaze. Swing and a miss. Pitch running away from Gourneau. It's 1-1. In Modesto, top of the 4th inning, the Lake Elsinore Storm trying to snap a little bit of a losing streak. They've lost the first 2 games in that Modesto series, leading the A's, however, today 6-0. That's in the 4th inning. 1-1 on the way to Gourneau. Down the tube for a called strike. It's 1-2. Other games, San Jose in Stockton today. The Giants 2-1 over the Ports. That's in the 5th. And the only other game, a little closer to home, Lancaster hosting Inland Empire. As the Jethhawks leading the 66ers 4-3. That's in the 4th. 1-2 on the way from Kolb to Gourneau is popped up. Could be playable right side near the Quakes dugout. Nelson can't reach into the dugout. Oh my, it hits right on the very edge of the dugout. Ricochets back out and nearly catches Brad Nelson in the face as he has to move out of the way. He looked like Neo in the Matrix dodging bullets. Except he's just not quite that fast. He is the one. My name is Nelly. He's starting to believe at Trinity. He is the one. Mr. Nelson. 1-2 still on Nick Gourneau. Pitch on the way from Danny Kolb. Misses down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mavs in Visalia tomorrow. Nick Webb. Haven't seen him before. Colorado Rockies product. Nick Webb will get the start for Visalia mañana. Going for High Desert. There's a fly ball scorched down the left field line. It's gone if it's fair. It is a foul ball. Wow. Really? Bobby Meacham, third base coach, right there. Rancho's manager has not looked back at the home plate umpire yet, so he must agree with the call. Wow, that looked fair from right here. You got to take it, though, eh? So Kolb will count his lucky stars right there as he catches a real break. 2-2 on the way to Nick Gourneau. Down away. It's a full count of 3-2. Bad one here. We'll bring the tying run to the plate. Waiting on deck is Azarias Corbeil. Man, he got it all. There was no doubt. It cleared the second set of fences down the left field line. But Gourneau just did pull it. Hooked it foul. 3-2 now from Danny Kolb on the way to Nick Gourneau. Hit in the air to left center field and deep. Back there is Morris. Still going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. A step in front of the wall will bring it in. Gourneau got it all last time. This time, to the wall in left center as Morris hauls it in. Ball hung up there high enough and long enough for Morris to run under it and set up camp. And just in front of the wall, he brings it in. One long out, there are two away. My goodness. Kolb living on the edge here. I swear I thought that ball was fair a moment ago. Meacham presented no argument from the third base coach's box, and they've certainly got a better angle at it than I do. If it's a ground ball down the left field line, we can't see into the corner, but obviously we can see with the foul pole. The reason we can't see the ground balls down there with the bullpen jutting out is once they get past the third base bag and head down the third base line into left field, we lose sight. But we can see how deep they go. Well, I don't think there's any doubt about this one. Azarias Corbeil has turned on one, and this one is way out of here to right field. Kolb nearly taken deep a moment ago by Gourneau. Azarias Corbeil makes sure that there is no mistaking here. 8-7, the Quakes have pulled to within a run. Corbeil goes yard only for the second time this year. We have seen some long balls today. 5 of them officially, and Gourneau just missed what would have been the 6th home run of the day a moment ago. Azarias Corbeil to right field and way out of here. His second of the season. RBIs 26 and 27. Brings the Quakes to within a run at 8-7. Scoring out in front of Corbeil, Mike Elward from first base. 2 outs. We're in the 5th. Base is empty, and the tying run at the plate in the form of Javi Rodriguez, who is 2 for 2, and he's gone to right field in both of his first 2 at-bats. Put one out of here down the line, back in inning number 2 to lead off the frame. Pulled one to the track, out of reach of Jason Belcher for an RBI double in his last AB. This one is popped up to shallow left center field. Santana, make sure you play the wind, kiddo, and he does. Reaches out and makes the one-handed grab as Rodriguez pops up to end the 5th inning. Danny Kolb has survived 5 innings. However, he has allowed 7 runs. We may not see him in the 6th as Aaron Dean is again up and loosening. Meanwhile, Kolb has thrown 101 pitches, and I'm for sure that means we are going to see Aaron Dean in the 6th. 8-7 Mavericks at the end of 4.5 on 9:10 a.m.
Mavericks baseball on KRAK Hesperia.
Looking for a new SUV? Summer's hottest deals are at your Toyota dealer right now. During Toyota's Summer Drive, get great deals on Toyota's entire lineup of SUVs. For the first time ever, get $1,000 factory cash back on the Sequoia SR5. That's right, $1,000 back on the powerful full-size Sequoia with room for 8. Or get $1,500 back on the all-new 4Runner, the 245-horsepower 4Runner. There's even $1,000 back or 1-9 financing on the smooth-riding Highlander or the fun-to-drive RAV4. Hurry, see your Toyota dealer today. 4Runner cashback offer on SR5 and sport models without AP, AZ, or YU packages. Special APRs for qualified Tier 1 and Tier 2 credit customers only. Vehicles must be purchased or leased from dealer stock by midnight 8403. For details, call 1-888-MY-TOYOTA. Get the feeling. Toyota.
At St. Mary Medical Center, matters of your heart matter to us. We are the only hospital in the high desert that offers a comprehensive heart care program. One that covers everything from education and early diagnosis to treatment and rehabilitation. See how healthy your heart is. Call today and receive your personal lifestyle risk assessment. 1-866-64-HEART. Help protect your future, your family, and yourself. Call St. Mary Medical Center's Heart Care Program at 1-866-64-HEART because matters of your heart matter to us.
Jason will lead off here as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Only halfway home, and we've got 15 runs on 18 hits up on the board. My, oh my, it's been an offensive slugfest since we began here today. Belcher with the count 0-1, leading off here in the 5th. He'll be followed by Villanueva and then Ralph Santana. Ground ball right to Tommy Murphy as he was shading him a little closer to the second base bag than normal. He's right there, and he delivers it to first. 6-3 on the putout is not quite the Barry Bonds shift, but Belcher has one taken away from him by Tommy Murphy. One away, and that'll bring up Furlan Villanueva. Villy is 2 for 2 here today. The average up to 297 now. 5 points from when he entered the day. 292. Two-run single for Villanueva in the third as he picks up RBIs 37 and 38. Mavs hitting the tar out of the ball today. Cliff Smith only lasting 3 2/3 innings. He couldn't make it out of the fourth. Nelson greeted the new Rancho right-hander very rudely. David Wolinski, 6 foot, 190 pounds, out of Atlanta. Last time I checked, that's in Georgia. He fires a strike to Villanueva, 1-2. Wolinski on the season, a record of 2-2. And a 6.22 ERA. This is his 31st appearance, all in relief. Line drive, left center field. It falls in there. Billy is 3 for 3. He's hit the ball well today. Some line drives off his bat. His third single as he becomes the first Maverick with 3 hits on the day. 11 hits for High Desert. How about that? Santana steps to dish, and he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. I think we may have gotten some bad information. This is Dustin Griffith on the hill. Yes. Pitch on the way from Dustin Griffith. He is on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. So Dustin Griffith is on in relief of Cliff Smith. As opposed to David Wolinski. 0-2 on the way to Santana now, up and away. It's 1-2. So Griffith in there, a record of 1-1 and a 4.58 ERA. This is his 23rd game of the year and his 21st down to the bullpen for the Quakes. Griffith is 6'4" and 195 pounds out of Littleton, Colorado. Yeah, whatever. Santana takes it for a ball. It's 2-2. 8-7 is our score. At least I can get that right. 8 runs, 11 hits now for the Mavs. They were held to a season low at home last night. 3 base hits. Popped up. Shallow left field. Coming in is Gourneau. Santana tries to go the other way, but Gourneau makes the grab here. There's quickly 2 down. Villanueva still over there at first base. And here comes Foster. Maybe starting to come out of it a little bit. Last night, had the home run to center field. Today, just missed putting one out of here. You know, it's all about confidence. If Brian Foster thinks he's hitting the ball better, then he is hitting the ball better. 1 out of 2 today. Had the big double in the fourth. Came around score on Chris Morris's little bloop single. Foster tries to turn on one. This one ends up in the Maverick dugout as he chops at it. It's 0-1. Foster up a couple of points now to 184. A team best, 12 home runs on the year. One in last night's ball game, a 2-run home run that pulled the Mavs to within a pair at 5-3, but only temporarily as they would go on to lose 8-3. There goes Villanueva, ground ball towards third. Elward a step and a half to his left. Will gun it over to Corbeil, and that'll do it here in the 5th inning. Foster hits it hard, but grounds out 5-3. And the Mavericks squander Villanueva's single as he's left stranded. We've played 5, a slugfest here today in Maverick Stadium. We're off and running to the 6th, 8-7 High Desert on 9:10 a.m.
If you've had it with excessive bank charges, then you need to check out your neighbors at Jackson Federal Bank. They believe that your checking account should give you value, flexibility, and control while costing you less. Jackson Federal's totally free checking features unlimited check writing and toll-free 24-hour banking. Give totally free checking a try, and Jackson Federal Bank will buy back your old unused checks and send you home with a free gift. A brand new Apple Valley branch is coming soon at 20236 Highway 18. You can also look them up on the web at www.jacksonfederal.com. Ask for details. Jackson Federal Bank, ensure your financial future. Member FDIC.
The 2003 season is finally here, and with the new Mavericks baseball season comes a new Mavericks website. Jump online and visit the Mavs at www.hdmavs.com for the latest news and stats about the Mavs. Sign up for a weekly newsletter that gets you up-to-date information and transactions. Visit our brand new souvenir team shop and pick out a jersey or a set of baseball cards for your collection, or read up on our brand new 2003 promotion schedule. That's www.hdmavs.com. High Desert Mavericks Baseball. America's game, High Desert's team.
This is Gail Norton, Secretary of the Interior, asking for your help in preventing forest and wildland fires. The dry winter has contributed to an early start of the wildland fire season. If you live in a fire-prone area, clear brush and other flammable materials from your property. If you see smoke or fire, report it quickly. Your fast action could save your home, your neighbor's home, and the public lands which belong to each of us. For more information, go to firewise.org.
A change has been made. Danny Kolb with a bit of a rough start. However, he does leave with the lead and eligible for a win if the Mavs bullpen can hang on. Aaron Dean will come out to throw. The right-hander out of Pleasanton, California. 6'4", $190, former Toronto Blue Jays property. Acquired, signed with the Brew Crew in the offseason. One of the final men to be added to the High Desert roster in the last couple of days of spring training. Aaron Dean is 4-3, an ERA of 6.67. This is his 24th overall appearance and his 23rd in relief. Dino has one save out of the bullpen. 55 1/3 innings. Has allowed 43 runs, 41 of those earned on 65 base hits. 41 punch-outs, 35 walks, in the league hitting .293 against the right-hander.
Designated hitter, Justin Turner.
Justin Turner will lead things off for the Quakes as we go to the 6th inning. Mavs with 8 runs on 11 hits. Last time High Desert had this kind of offensive production, the Mavs were down on the road in Lake Elsinore, somewhere in the middle of that 9-game losing streak. They lost 14-11. Justin Turner fouls the 1-0 pitch back and out of play. It's 1-1. That was the last time the Mavs put up any kind of offensive production that made your eyes go, wow. They put up 13 runs in the very first game of the second half. The opener of the second half, a 13-3 win over the Lancaster Jethawks. Since then, their next best run production was that 14-11 loss down in Lake Elsinore. 2-1 pitch on the way to Justin Turner. Did he go around? No, he didn't. Base umpire Todd Waters says Turner holds up. Count goes to 3-1. So already this is the 3rd best run production total for the Mavericks in the second half. There's a fly ball into left center field. It'll push Morris over a couple of steps, but he's got it. 1 away. So Turner 1 for 3 on the day as he flies out to Mo. 1 gone, and that'll bring up Tommy Duenas. A sacrifice bunt as he got it down nicely in his last at bat. Also grounded out to Chavez. 0 for 1 officially. This is his first game in the California League and will probably be optioned right back down to Provo, Utah of the Pioneer League in a couple of days when Jeff Mathis returns. First pitch on the way to Duenas here. Breaking ball. Misses down low. 1-0. The Quakes only carrying now 3 catchers on the roster, but I say only. Corbeil caught in the ball game yesterday. Apparently did a real nice job for Dan Mazingo. Corbeil does not catch a whole lot of ball games. 2-0 on the way to Tommy Duenas now. Down and away from Dean. 3 balls, no strikes. Corbeil does not catch a lot of ball games. However, in saying that, he did catch yesterday. 3-0 on the way to Tommy Duenas now. In there for a called strike. 3-1. Duenas is wearing number 16, as that was supposed to be Cliff Smith's number on the roster. that where the confusion came in? Wolinski, Cliff Smith was wearing 21. I see. So bad roster information. The Quakes switched jerseys. That's what the problem was. Pitch fouled out of play, 3-2. Next offering on the way from Dean. Got him with a high fastball. Swung on and missed. Duenas strikes out, swinging. 2 down. Dean picks up his first punch out in relief. And here's Kimpton. Line on Danny Kolb today. 5 innings worth of work. 7 runs against Kolb, all earned on 8 base hits. On the day, Danny struck out just 2 men. And he walked 1. First offering on the way to Nick Kimpton. Line drive to the right of Johnny Rayburn. Deep in the hole behind the second base bag. Will gun him out. Fires a strike to Brad Nelson just in time to get Nick Kimpton hustling up the first baseline. As the Quakes go 1-2-3, Aaron Dean, a good solid inning of relief here in the 6th. Mav hold on to an 8-7 lead as we go to the 6th. Bottom half of that is here on 9:10 a.m.
One of the most important things you can do to keep your cars and other vehicles running their best is to change the oil and filters regularly. But did you know that you haven't finished the job right until you've recycled that used oil and filter? You should never dump used oil on the ground, in storm drains, or in the garbage. The only safe way to dispose of that used oil and filter is by taking it to a friendly, convenient collection center. So this summer, step up to the plate for the environment. To find an oil and oil filter collection center or a household hazardous waste collection center near you, call 1-800-CLEANUP. The Mavericks and the California Integrated Waste Management Board want to thank you for all of your recycling efforts. Working together, we can keep our community a great place to live, work, and play ball. Once again, to find an oil and oil filter collection center or a household hazardous waste collection center near you, call 1-800-CLEANUP. 1-800-CLEANUP.
You're listening to High Desert Mavericks Baseball here on Stardust 910 AM. Mavericks Baseball is brought to you in part by Southern California Toyota, California Integrated Waste Management Board, Key City Insurance, Charter Communications, Valley High Toyota Honda, and Jackson Federal Bank. High Desert Mavericks Baseball, America's game, High Desert's team.
We go to the bottom half of inning number 6. As Dustin Griffith still in there for Rancho Cucamonga. They do have another man warming up down in the right field bullpen. Rancho pulling off a couple of number switches, which is part of the problem why we had earlier today David Wolinski going there. It's always tough when they bring guys up and they do the whole number change thing. Ozzie Chavez, first pitch swinging, ground ball. Javi Rodriguez backs up a step, quickly delivers it over to first. 1 pitch and 1 away. Eight, 7, Mavs on top. Back to the top of the order for Chris Morris now. Chris Morris on the day is come up with a couple of base hits. One of them a big hit in the 4th as he had a little 1-out blue pit to left field, then knocked in Brian Foster from third base. He takes a strike here, and it's 0-1. Next offering on the way to Morris is slapped into right field fairly deep. Mespino moving back, reaches up. Does he come down with it? He loses his balance, and yes, indeed, he'll hold on to the baseball. High in the air, off balance, made the leap. Looked incredibly awkward coming down with it. Morris robbed of a base hit as Espedo indeed comes down with it. Wow, what a grab. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Got all twisted and turned back there. Didn't necessarily put on a clinic on out of field to fly ball, but the bottom line is he pulls it in. 2 down very quickly here in the 6th for High Desert. And here's Johnny Rayburn, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in his last at bat as he was on board when Brad Nelson went yard. Rayburn takes it for a ball. Now the 1-0 coming from Dustin Griffith. In there for a called strike. 1-1. Johnny Ray, switch hitter, batting from the left-hander side, wearing number 7 on the back of his white home jersey, from Plant City, Florida. Former Anaheim Angels product. Came over in that August trade last year. 2 balls, 1 strike now on the way to Johnny Rayburn. Punched foul. Out of play. Behind home plate to the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Aaron Dean with a good scoreless inning in the top half of this frame, as he looks to come in and ice the Rancho offense over a little bit. 2-2 now on the way to Rayburn. Hard line drive hit into right center field. That is well over the head of Javier Rodriguez as it's in there for a base hit. And now Rayburn takes the turn at first, heading for second. And the right fielder overruns the baseball. I'm not sure if he was going to be on his way for second anyways, but Espedo in the gap overran it a bit. Ball ends up getting by him. It'll go 1-1 as Rayburn will make his way to second base. Espedo charged with the error, E9. Rayburn singles. Took the turn at first and never really stopped his momentum from taking him to second base. And as soon as he saw Espedo booted a little bit as he overran it slightly, Rayburn an easy time getting into second base. The 12th hit already for the High Desert offense. And here's Nelson now as he takes a strike 0-1. He saw just 1 pitch from right-hander Dustin Griffith back in the 4th as Nelly pulled it to right field and out of here. The 0-1 on the way. This one misses off the plate. It's 1-1. Nelson, the native of Algona, Iowa, has got a whole shipment of bobbleheads going to Algona, Iowa. They want thousands and thousands of bobbleheads in Algona. Who wouldn't want a Brad Nelson bobblehead doll? There's a fly ball hit off the end of the bat into left field. Nick Gorneau moves over and comes in, and he's got it. And the Mavs go down quietly here in the 6th inning. A 2-out single and an error by Espedo. However, the Mavs can't capitalize. We go to the 7th. High Desert leading by a run, 8-7 on 9:10 a.m.
Not 2003. Right now at Valley High, you can buy the all-new, totally redesigned 2004 Corolla CE. $16,000, we say, not today the Valley High way. $13,988, that's all you pay. Imagine buying a 2004 Corolla CE in June of 2003, and you're going to save a whole year's depreciation, and this is a first in Toyota history. Right here at Valley High Toyota, 0% financing up to 60 months on every new 2003 Toyota car, truck, or SUV. One more time. Your all-new, well-equipped 2004 Corolla CE, as little as $13,988, even 0% financing up to 60 months on all new 2003 Toyotas. It's the best of all car buying worlds. A super low $13,988 for your new 2004 Corolla CE, and then not a penny interest on every new 2003 Toyota. If you take Roy Rogers Drive off the 15 freeway, find Valley High Toyota today. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
VIN number Z201204, 0% long-term financing and approved credit offer in 630.
The second half of the 2003 season is here, but it's not too late for you to bring a VIP group out to Maverick Stadium. Call the Mavericks at 246-MAVS and find out how you can bring a group of 20, 50, or even 500 people out to the ballpark and enjoy a summer evening at Maverick Stadium. Spend the night in one of our VIP skyboxes, or maybe enjoy the view from the Hardball Cafe in left field. Whatever the occasion, Mavericks games are the best way to celebrate among friends and clients. That's 246-MAVS for the most fun and affordable family entertainment in the High Desert. High Desert Mavericks Baseball. America's game, High Desert's team.
Mavs and the Quakes, the final game of the 3-game series today here in Maverick Stadium. And High Desert putting up some real good offensive numbers today. Leading 8-7. We go to the 7th. Aaron Dean on for his second inning of relief. Danny Kolb, a bit of a rough one, but I tell you what, you give up 1 run in 6 innings and get a no decision. Maybe it would be only fitting that he gives up 7 runs in 5 innings and gets a win out of it. That would be a little of what comes around goes around for Danny Kolb, as got strange circumstances here. First pitch swinging, Tommy Murphy pops it up, and Ralph Santana runs under it and makes the grab. Quickly, 1 gone here in the 7th. And with 1 away, that'll bring up Jason Espedo, the right fielder. 0 for 3 today as he's been held in check. Fly balls to Santana and Morris, and then a little comebacker to Kolb in the 5th. Dean worked a 1-2-3 6th inning, and so far has retired all 4 men that he's faced. Espedo takes it for a quick strike, and quickly Dean jumps ahead in the count, 0-2. Right back to work is Aaron Dean. The pitch is lined deep, but fouled down the right field line and out of play. 0-2. The Futures game going on in Milwaukee today. Did I say in Milwaukee? It wasn't in Milwaukee. Last year it was in Milwaukee. I believe the final was 3-2 as the USA team defeated the World team. Last year's game was in Milwaukee, featuring a couple of Brewers, Bill Hall and Corey Hart, both now former Mavs. They participated in last year's event. A couple of former Mavs participated in this year's event. Pitch is popped up, left side. That's going to make its way into the stands, about 5 rows up. As Candelaria has a little courtesy look, but it's out of play. Today, J.J. Hardy had a base hit. He was also caught stealing, just FYI. Had 2 strikes on him, reached out and one-handed it into left field. Did a nice job of protecting the plate. 1-2 on the way. Fly ball deep left field. Ralph Santana going to drift back a few steps and over into the left center field gap where he'll make the play. 2 down. A couple of fly balls here to Ralph Santana to start off the 7th inning. 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Mike Elward.
Third baseman, Mike Elward.
Krenzel led off the game, walking on 5 pitches. He stole second base and then came in to score on a single, scoring the U.S.'s first run of the day. You know what's funny is watching Dave Krenzel and J.J. Hardy bat from the other side. This is the only view I've ever seen those guys bat from. Their stance and their motions look a lot different when the camera is obviously in center field and you're looking at them the other way. Something you don't really ever think about until you see them on television. And obviously, not that many Maverick games are televised. None, in fact. We could change that. Start up the Mike Linskog television network. Ground ball deep down the third baseline. Candelaria backhands it off balance. Throw to first on one hop. In time to Nelly. Holy Ox fam. Candy down the third baseline. A backhanded stop, and from 1,000 feet away delivers the one hop on a strike to Brad Nelson, and he'll get a rise out of these Maverick fans. Still stretching out here in Maverick Stadium as High Desert holding on to an 8-7 lead as we stretch here in the bottom of the 7th on 9:10 a.m.
Always fresh, always fabulous. China Palace, for dinner, for lunch, what it makes us day. We're making it fresh every day. You can eat it or get it to go. It's up to you.
China Palace on 7th Street, just south of La Paz Drive.
Always fresh, always fabulous. China Palace.
If you follow the simple instructions, you can avoid a lifetime of suffering from asthma. Don't get a cold, don't get an infection, don't get angry, don't be afraid, don't get excited, don't be sad, don't be young, old, man, woman, or child, don't be black, brown, red, or white, don't be rich, don't be poor, don't be alive. By following these simple instructions, you, unlike 26 million Americans who have suffered, will remain asthma-free. Call 1-800-LUNG-USA to help the American Lung Association rewrite the rules of asthma.
Brought to you by the American Lung Association.
The 2003 season is finally here, and with a new Mavericks baseball season comes a new Mavericks website. Jump online and visit the Mavs at www.hdmavs.com for the latest news and stats about the Mavs. Sign up for a weekly newsletter that gets you up-to-date information and transactions. Visit our brand new souvenir team shop and pick out a jersey or a set of baseball cards for your collection. Or read up on our brand new 2003 promotional schedule. That's www.hdmavs.com. High Desert Mavericks Baseball. America's game, High Desert's team.
New arm for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Austin Bilkey will come in. 6'2", 220 pounds out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, as opposed to the Rock Chuck Dam in Wisconsin. Bilkey, this is only his 7th appearance out of the Rancho bullpen this year, as it's his first appearance against High Desert. Austin Bilkey, 1-0 with a 1.86 ERA in his first 6 games out of the pen. 9 2/3 innings, has given up 3 runs. 2 of those are earned runs on 10 base hits. 8 strikeouts as opposed to 5 walks. The league hitting .278 against the right-hander. Bilkey wearing number 45. He'll work from the stretch with nobody on. Scott Candelaria, who made a brilliant defensive play to end the top of the 7th, will lead it off here in the bottom half of the inning. Isn't that the way it always works? Candy takes it inside for 1-0. Bilkey from the stretch, and the 1-0 coming to Candelaria way inside. He almost thought about going around, and they do indeed appeal on the check swing. They say he held up. Pitch nearly hit him, and yet he nearly went around. 2-0. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for High Desert. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Quakes. The wind is still screaming out to right field. A chopper on the left side of the infield. Coming in is Murphy. Off balance, dart over to first base. Nice play. I tell you what, Murphy has had himself a sensational defensive series. That one not quite as tough as some of the others, but Murphy made it look routine there. 6-3 on the ground out, and there's 1 away. He has pulled off some pretty nice plays in this series, that being one of them, and it's not all that easy to make. He made it look pretty routine. And look at where Murphy plays on Jason Belcher. He's not afraid to go the other way, you know. I'm not necessarily sure I'm satisfied with this scouting report. Murphy plays about, I'd say, 5 good steps towards the second base bag, closer than where he usually would play. 0-1 on the way to Jason Belcher. Deep at second base, now on the outfield grass by, well, right now probably 2 good steps is Javi Rodriguez. Corbeil playing well behind the bag at first. The center fielder, Kimpton, is playing Belcher straight away, but it's Murphy that's really shading it. The 1-1 pitch to Belch is inside and off the glove of the catcher as it squirts over to the Rancho dugout. 2 balls and a strike. Comments made about Krenzel and Hardy watching them bat from center field instead of watching them bat from right behind. It's very strange. Get to see their facial expressions, and of course, you get to see Dave's Joe Millionaire hair. Hope him and Hardy are kicking it in the hotel room right now. Hey, let's listen to the Maverick game. Yeah, that's right, Krenzel. They're making funny on Brewer fan, dude. You got Joe Millionaire hair. 3-1 on the way to Belcher, high and away for ball 4. Interesting to hear what Peter Gammons, Tony Gwynn, and others had to say about the Milwaukee Brewers. The lead announcer in that broadcast, the first 3 times he addressed David Krenzel, called him David Kenzel. 3 times before anybody in the production truck or Tony Gwynn had the stuff to step up and say, hey, dude, there's an R in there. Billy steps up. He's 3 for 3 on the day as Belcher, after walking, is down there at first base. Villanueva fouls it away, and it's 0-1. 8-7, Mavs on top. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sure, Milwaukee fans feeling they get no respect as even the guys on ESPN butcher their top prospects. They didn't call him J.J. Haiti, though, so consider themselves lucky there. Both had good games, and we congratulate them on representing the Brewers very well. 0-1 on the way to Villanueva. Fastball misses inside from the right-hander Bilkey, and it's 1-1. Bilkey, there goes Belcher. Bilkey coming home, the 1-1. He looks back at second base as the comebacker is right to him. Belcher will make it easily without a throw. Bilkey's only play is to first, where he'll get Villanueva 1-3. Villy trying to force that one into center field on the little hit and run there. Bilkey making a nice play, going up and getting it. 2 away. Here's Ralph Santana, who went yard for the very first time in a Maverick uniform earlier today. Santana takes a strike, gets 0-1. Santana, a fly ball to center, a fly ball to left, and a home run to right. Is he trying to go yard today? Nothing but fly balls for the normally speedy and ground ball hitting Ralph Santana. Fouls this one back to the screen. It's 0-2. Two outs. Belcher down to second base on the Villanueva ground ball. Belcher reached with a walk. Be nice to have a 2-run lead here. 8-7 High Desert. Santana trying to provide that insurance. 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball just outside. 1-2. Santana 1 for 3 on the day. Raises his average up only 1 point to 273. Now with 1 home run and 25 ribbies. From the stretch is Bilkey with 2 outs. 1-2 on the way to left-handed hitting Ralph Santana. Lifts a fly ball into the gap in left center. Moving over is Gourneau. Plenty of time. He's got it as he makes the two-handed grab. Everybody, squirt your air horn. Thank you. We go to the 8th. Still Mavs leading it by a run. 8-7 on 9:10 a.m.
Mavericks baseball on KRAK Hesperia.
Monsters, dragons, tapioca pudding. Back in the 3rd grade, that's what I should have been afraid of. Not school.
At Sylvan Learning Center, we solve academic problems by figuring out exactly what the problem is. We begin with a Sylvan Skills Assessment. From there, we build a personalized program to help your child succeed.
Taking tests. The teacher calling my name. Standing up in front of class. That stuff used to make my knees shake.
Call Sylvan today and find out how our skills assessment can give a comprehensive profile of your child's strengths and weaknesses. We'll identify skill gaps, then create a program to help your child fill in those gaps. And our results are guaranteed. Some restrictions apply.
Today, I'm not afraid of school. Just girls.
Visit your local Sylvan Learning Center in the Wimbledon Village on Hesperia Road or call 245-8091. That's 245-8091.
Today on Fuel Your Future Theater. Your resume says you're in the Air National Guard, and this is supposed to impress me.
30 weeks of intense training in electronics and telecommunications, sir.
But this is an accounting firm.
Well, the Air Guard helped me pay my way through college, where I got my accounting degree.
Get the whole story. Call 1-800-HUGO-ANG and fuel your future.
We go to the 8th. Aaron Dean still out there for High Desert. 2 straight scoreless innings for him as the right-hander has faced the minimum. Aaron Dean in the 6th inning came on for Danny Cole, worked a 1-2-3 affair with a strikeout. In the 7th, a couple of fly balls into left field, and then Dean retiring Mike Elward as Candelaria made a fantastic play to end the 7th, or the top half anyway. Nick Gourneau, Azarias Corville, and Javier Rodriguez. 4, 5, and 6 for the Quakes. Mavs leading it 8-7, and we're in the 8th. Game is just 2 hours old now, and despite 20 base hits, 15 runs, moving right along at a nice little pace. Last night, 2 hours and 18 minutes as we flew. Gourneau fouls the first pitch off. It's 0-1. The wind still gusting real bad to right field. Dean misses way high with a breaking ball. That's 1-1. We've got new California League scores for you. 1-1 on the way to Nick Gourneau now from right-hander Aaron Dean, fouled at the plate. 1-2. The Visalia Oaks, who the Mavs will be going to see tomorrow, Hi-ho to Visalia we go. Today, Visalia, hopefully they got a little tired playing out in the sun as they played a doubleheader. They beat the Bakersfield Blaze twice, 5-2 and 5-4 in the finale, as they took them both. Swing and a miss as Gorno chases a high fastball. The Dean Machine. 2 strikeouts. 1 gone here in the 8th, and that'll bring up Azarias Corbeil. Corbeil with a 2-run bomb against Danny Cole back in the 5th inning. Also walked and scored in the 4th. He is 1 for 2 officially. Azarias Corbeil to the plate, lifts one into shallow right center field. Belcher on the move, coming in, will make the grab. On the run, Belcher quickly runs it down, 2 away. Javi Rodriguez to step up now. From Stockton, top of the 7th inning, it's now the Ports leading the San Jose Giants 6-2. Lake Elsinore out to a big lead in Modesto. Top of the 7th from Motown. It's the Storm 8-1 over the Modesto A's. And in the 6th inning, it's the Inland Empire 66ers trying to make it 2 in a row over Lancaster. After dropping 8 of 9 against the Jethawks, it's now the 66ers 7-4. That's in the top of the 6th inning in Lancaster. The Sixers and the Lake Elsinore Storm now tied atop the South Division with a 13-9 record. Fly ball to right field. Belcher isn't going to be able to come up with this one. Javier Rodriguez will pull into second base as it's off the wall. 2-out double. Rodriguez nearly took it out for a second time today. 2 doubles and a home run for Rodriguez as he's 3 for 4. And he's taken it to right field all 3 times today for base hits. The only one he took to left field, Santana caught it back in the 5th. The tying run is out at second base, and here's Justin Turner. It's the first base runner Aaron Dean has allowed so far in 2 2/3 as he had retired 8 in a row. Turner flew out to Morris against Dean to open up the 6th, and here he steps up to the dish. Turner takes it just inside, and it's 1-0. 8-7, High Desert with the lead. We're in the 8th. Chavez creeping a little bit on Javier Rodriguez, who stands at second base. Dean to the plate, just misses down low, maybe a little outside. Looked pretty good from here. 2 balls, no strikes. Aaron Dean, last year pitched in Dunedin of the Florida State League for the Toronto Blue Jays organization. Fires a strike, 2-1. Aaron Dean over 500 with his record. He is the only Maverick pitcher, aside from J.M. Gold, if you're looking at the stat sheet. He is the only Maverick pitcher actively with a 500 record or better. Rather, he's the only one over 500. Tony Stavros is at 2-2, so he's actually at 500. Dean at 4 wins and 3 losses. 2-2 as Turner fouls it off. A check at Rodriguez at second base, representing the tying run. Dean coming home with the 2-2. It's fouled out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aaron Dean working from the stretch as he's twiddling that ball around with the right hand. He comes set. Right around chest high. 2-2 again coming home. Off-speed pitch grounded down to Brad Nelson. A fair ball. Underhanded flip to the covering Aaron Dean over to first base. He can't make the play as the throw pulls Dean off the bag. In to score all the way from second base is Javi Rodriguez, and we are tied at 8. Nelson waited for Aaron Dean to get over there to the bag. The underhanded flip looked to be right there, but it pulled Dean off the bag. The umpire indicating that the throw pulled Dean off the bag, and so you got to give Nelson the air. The Mavs' first defensive miscue of the ball game, and it leads to an 8-8 tie. Back-to-back base runners here with 2 outs, and it spelled trouble for Dean. Great. Well, here's a guy you didn't necessarily want to see come off the bench. Tommy Duenas, the catcher, will be lifted, and Dallas McPherson is in the ball game. McPherson, given the day off, but only temporary. McPherson homered last night to break a 1-1 tie, as the Quakes would go on to win it last night by a final score of 8-3. John Curtis is out to the hill to talk to Aaron Dean. A run is in to score, albeit an unearned run. Dean slipped and fell when he started to come over to the first base bag as he lost his footing, and Nelson with the underhanded toss, it was off the mark. The umpire, because he indicated with both hands, he made kind of the whooshing no, it pulled him off. An easy play for the official score to make, as anytime he says that, the umpire, that means the throw is there in time, but he is safe as a result of the throw being off the mark. Brad Nelson deep down the first base line, got to it, reaching out to grab it. Waited for Dean to get over there, who was maybe a little bit late covering the bag at first, but Nelson didn't get the underhanded throw to Dean on the mark. Hence the tying run in to score. Dallas McPherson, a big rip at a fastball. It's 0-1. McPherson, 278 coming into tonight. 10 home runs. He picked up number 10 last night. McPherson, 41 RBIs on the season. He has 2 in this series. Last night, homered against Dan Hall to break a 1-1 tie in the 4th inning. The 0-1 on the way to the left-handed hitting Dallas McPherson. Hard ground ball. Foul just out of the reach of Brad Nelson down the first base line. And very close as it's into the Quakes bullpen. 0-2. The Quakes have a left-hander warming up down in the bullpen. John Rowenhorst, who was up and throwing last night but did not come in, as Dan Mazingo went the distance. All 9 innings for a complete game victory. He is up and throwing for Rancho Cucamonga. Dean from the stretch in the 0-2 on the way to Dallas McPherson. He got him swinging. Dino just blew it right by him. McPherson coming on as a pinch hitter, trying to make something happen, and yet just fans on a couple of pitches. He is retired, and the Quakes gone here in the 8th inning. An unearned run against Aaron Dean as Justin Turner reaches on E3. Javi Rodriguez comes in to score as the Quakes even this one up. We are tied at 8 as we go to the bottom of the 8th on 9:10 a.m.
At St. Mary Medical Center, matters of your heart matter to us. We are the only hospital in the high desert that offers a comprehensive heart care program, one that covers everything from education and early diagnosis to treatment and rehabilitation. See how healthy your heart is. Call today and receive your personal lifestyle risk assessment. 1-866-64-HEART. Help protect your future, your family, and yourself. Call St. Mary Medical Center's Heart Care Program at 1-866-64-HEART, because matters of your heart matter to us.
I'm Lynn Redgrave. Did you know that more people suffer from Parkinson's disease than multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, and Lou Gehrig's disease combined? Did you know that Parkinson's disease affects not only the elderly, but even people in their 30s and 40s? And this figure is rising at an alarming rate. This is a devastating neurological disorder. It shatters the dignity of its victims, cripples their bodies, until it slowly, cruelly destroys their lives. I know my father was one of its victims. There's no cure, but there is hope. The American Parkinson's Disease Association works tirelessly to ease the burden and find the cure through medical research, patient and family support, and education. If you or someone close to you has Parkinson's and needs help or information, please call the American Parkinson's Disease Association at 1-800-908-2732. That's 1-800-908-2732.
John Rowenhorst will come into the ball game for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes to go along with some other defensive changes. Dallas McPherson will stay in the ball game as he pinch hit for Tommy Duenas earlier and struck out just a moment ago to end the top half of the 8th inning. McPherson stays the ball game at third. Brian Foster, first pitch swinging, fly ball deep center field. Back there to the track is Kempton. Looking up, he is there in front of the wall where he'll bring it in. My goodness, Foster gives it a ride, but flies out about 399 feet away. 401 feet to dead center field, and Kimpton right there, literally glued to the wall, reaches up and makes the grab. Well, nearly the almost dramatic finish that we're looking for here today. Ozzie Chavez first pitch swinging. Ground ball. Tommy Murphy at shortstop. Throws across the diamond in plenty of time. 2 pitches and 2 outs for Rowan Horse here in the 8th. Defensive changes. Holy cow. Here we go. McPherson stays in the game. He plays third. Going from third base to first base is Mike Elward. Going from first base to the catching slot is Azarius Corbeil. And, of course, McPherson stays in the game in the number 8 position. So Corbeil from first to catch. Elward from third to first. McPherson stays in the ball game at third base. There you go. Rowan Horse is your new arm on the hill. The left-hander kicks and deals on the way to Chris Morris. A called strike outside corner. It's 0-1. Quickly 2 up and 2 down for High Desert here in the 8th. Foster flies out to deep, and I do mean deep center field. Chavez grounds out 6-3. Morris, ground ball, base hit through the hole on the left side between Murphy at short, as he has no opportunity to rob any Maverick this time. Murphy's had a great defensive series, but can't take this one away from Chris Morris, and keep our eye on Mo. A threat to go at any time. We are tied at 8. 16 runs, 22 hits, and 3 errors later. And here we are in the bottom of the 8th inning, deadlocked at 8 apiece. Danny Kolb will not be the beneficiary of 8 runs on the board today, as he left with an 8-7 lead. Aaron Dean allowing a 2-out unearned run in the top half of the 8th inning as the Quakes get even. Error charge to Brad Nelson, making the run unearned. 2 outs. Rayburn at the plate, batting right-handed for the first time today. Morris, a move over to first, just does get back to the bag. Head first, diving in there safely. Rowan Horse, a very deceptive move. The left-hander is 6'1" and 180 pounds, out of Anaheim, California. There goes Morris. Rowan Horse coming home. Morris, what a jump he got. He slides in safely and does not overslide it this time around. Boy, he read it right. He left so early, I thought Rowan Horse was going to have an easy pickoff play, but instead Rowan Horse must have put the foot coming home. Morris will pick up his second stolen base of the day. He is 2 for 3 today. 46 steals now for Mo, and he's the go-ahead run down at second base. Johnny Rayburn with the count 0-1. Ready now for Rowan Horse. Next delivery, breaking ball. Wow. Coming inside to Rayburn with what looked like a good hard slider, as that one jumped in on the hands right at the last moment, and Rayburn couldn't get around on it. It's 0-2. Rayburn today singled in his last at bat. Walked and scored in the 4th. Officially 1 for 3. Morris, the go-ahead run at second base. An 8-8 tie. From the stretches, Rowan Horse. Morris on his way for third. Rayburn, a ground ball foul down the third baseline. 0-2. The power of the mind. I just looked over, and you had Candelaria's name on the screen as I just looked over, Jack, and looked at you. And so I came back here, 0-2 to Candy. Rayburn. Not so sharp. I say the power of the mind. I guess I should say the power that I'm lacking. Darn computer. Got to go back and enter the whole darn game in the official scores computer. No, guy had on the wrong number, so he had the wrong guy in there. That's nice. 0-2 on the way to Johnny Rayburn, and again there goes Chris Morris. The pitch is fouled at the plate. 0-2. This official scores computer is very quirky. You don't enter their name, you enter their number. So if a guy changes numbers, is that how the inconsistency happens? Bad Rancho players. Somebody must have left their jersey back home and they had to do the little switcheroo. Cliff Smith was the starter today, and he's listed as 16 on the roster, but or a different jersey number today. 0-2 on the way. Inside to Rayburn as Morris stayed that time around. 1-2. Not necessarily sure I see the advantage of Morris on the move to third base, other than if Johnny Rayburn pulls the ball to third, McPherson maybe try to cover the bag at third base, so therefore not in a position to get to a ground ball hit by Rayburn. Again, he needs to pull it. If he executes, hey, it's going to look like a genius move. Just got to do it. We'll keep our eye on him. There he goes. 1-2 on the way to Johnny Rayburn. Outside corner for strike 3 called, and the go-ahead run is left down there between second and third. 2-out base knocked by Morris and a stolen base, and it goes for naught. We're going to the ninth. Deadlocked. 8-8 on 9:10 a.m.
Hi, hon.
Hey.
Billy, what happened?
I was rushing home to catch the game. There was a train coming. I thought I could beat it.
Oh, Billy.
I was just about to go around the gate. Something made me slam on the brakes. It wasn't worth the risk.
Oh, Billy.
I'm sorry.
Don't try to beat a train, or someone you love will get hurt. Look, listen, and live. This message brought to you by Operation Lifesaver and this station.
The second half of the 2003 season is here, but it's not too late for you to bring a VIP group out to Mavericks Stadium. Call the Mavericks at 246-MAVS and find out how you can bring a group of 20, 50, or even 500 people out to the ballpark and enjoy a summer evening at Mavericks Stadium. Spend a night in one of our VIP skyboxes, or maybe enjoy the view from the Hardball Cafe in left field. Whatever the occasion, Mavericks games are the best way to celebrate among friends and clients. That's 246-MAVS for the most fun and affordable family entertainment in the High Desert. High Desert Mavericks Baseball, America's game, High Desert's team.
Mavericks Baseball on KRAK Hesperia.
Fires are out now, but the job of restoring our land has just begun. Now is the time to survey burned areas for invasive weeds like spotted knapweed and star thistle, so we can maintain
Are you into your
landscapes.
second minute here?
Restore our burned lands this spring.
Did we not have 90
I came back to you. Where were you?
District or State Department of Agriculture. Learn to identify weeds and stop
We had a whole minute and a half break. I played a part of a jingle.
Sorry, I missed the jingle. I'll take it out.
We'll come right back right in.
Management in this station. For more information, visit www.weedcenter.org.
First pitch here in the top half of the ninth inning, tied at 8. Little bunt off the end of the bat of Nick Kimpton down to the first baseman, Brad Nelson, as he'll walk it to the bag, 3 unassisted. 1 up and 1 down here in the ninth. Tommy Murphy at the plate now with the bases empty and 1 away. Quakes and Mavs tied at 8. 8 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for High Desert. 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Rancho Cucamonga. Aaron Dean is on for his 4th inning of work. Fly ball down the left field line. A long run for Ralph Santana. Can't make the grab as it's on a hop off the warning track and then over the fence in foul territory as Santana, a very long run. That ball's out of play without the wind blowing, but unfortunately, no love from Mother Nature as it's blowing hard in from that direction, blowing the ball out to right field, and this one just did hit in fair territory by less than 5 feet. Otherwise, it's out of play. Tommy Murphy with a bloop double down the left field line. Long run for Santana. And Tommy Murphy now with a 1-out double here as the Quakes threatening to take the lead. First pitch to Jason Espedo is taken inside and in the dirt. Good stop by Foster. It's 1-0. Tied up at 8. Quakes looking to sweep, and the Mavs looking to salvage the third and final game of this series. Espedo is 0 for 4, as was Murphy until he doubled a moment ago. Pitch on the way to Espedo. Swing and a miss. A high fastball there. It's 1-1. Aaron Dean came on in the 6th inning after Danny Kolb got roughed up for 7 runs in 5 innings worth of work, all earned against the right-hander. Dean has come in. He's thrown strikes, and he's done a nice job allowing just an unearned run in 3 innings of work so far. 3 1/3, actually. Kolb has only allowed a couple of hits. The 2-out double off the bat of Javi Rodriguez, who later came in to score on Justin Turner's E3. Justin Turner reaching on E3 anyway. 2-1 now from Aaron Dean on the way to left-handed hitting. Jason Espedo off speed, breaking ball, nasty pitch there as the bottom just dropped out of it as Espedo way out in front. Can't come up with it. 2-2. Dean just 1 unearned run allowed in his first 3 1/3. For Dino, a couple of strikeouts, 3 in all. No walks, which has been the Achilles heel for the Mavs and Aaron Dean this year. 2-2 on the way to Espedo, just outside as he tries to paint the corner. Foster can't frame it. Crowd grows uneasy here as Chris Griffith shows Aaron Dean no love. Full count on Espedo at 3-2. Waiting on deck is Mike Elward. 1 out. Runner at second base is Tommy Murphy. He's got decent speed. 3-2 on the way to the left-handed hitting Jason Espedo. Off speed, got him swinging. Foster on a pitch in the dirt will tag Espedo in the box as he looks up at the sky and thinks why he couldn't come up with that one. Excellent off-speed offering by Dean as Espedo is down swinging. 2 down, and it'll come down to Mike Elward and Aaron Dean. Running on contact will be Tommy Murphy here with 2 outs. Dean works from the stretch. The right-hander coming home to Elward now. Fly ball into right field, fairly deep. It'll chase Jason Belcher back. He's looking up. This one is going to get out of here. All the way over the fence as the wind will haunt the High Desert Mavericks here in the 9th inning. Mike Elward, a 2-run blast to right field. He got little to none of it, and yet it still finds its way out of here. That's going to be a tough way to give up 2 9th-inning runs if you're Aaron Dean. Man, park conditions right here have just stabbed the High Desert Mavericks in the back. Nothing more than a pop-up, and it finds its way out of here. Elward goes deep for the 2nd time today. His 8th of the year, a 2-run shot. The Quakes will lead it 10-8. Here's Nick Gorno. Takes the strike. Now the 0-1 offering from Aaron Dean. Inside corner, he went around. Pitch was actually inside. He just went around. 0-2. I couldn't believe I was watching Belcher try to drift back there, and then finally he just looked up. Just thinking to myself, there's no way that ball gets over his head, let alone gets out of here. Strike 3 called outside corner, and Gornell is down looking. Elward to right field as the Quakes capitalize on the wind. The Quakes are 3 outs away from sweeping this series. The Mavs are in danger of dropping their 6th straight home game as the park conditions have stabbed the Mavs in the back today. 10-8 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Quakes on top on 9:10 a.m.
My bad last break.
What's that?
My bad on the last break. It was only a minute, I think.
It's all right.
You didn't miss anything.
Thank you. I can't believe that ball wasn't hit at all. Oh.
China Palace on 7th Street.
Dude, it's so hot up there. The ball's flying out of there today.
Wow, the wind is just retarded right now. It's ridiculous. You should see the flag. It's just whipping.
Hi, this is Richard
The Wrigley
Karn.
Field of California.
How you can help protect the environment. Recycle your old rechargeable batteries. It's easy. The next time you need a new rechargeable battery for your cell phone, laptop,
Hey, Mike?
computer, or
Yes.
cordless power tool,
I want to catch a game in the next couple of weeks.
All right, man. Give me a call or send me an email. Don't be afraid.
Call me at 1-800.
You got it, man.
Or or visit us on the web at RVRC.
I'll bring Boy Wonder.
Cool. Service message of this station and RVRC.
I started drinking at 2 years old and smoking pot at 15. Then I was introduced to crack at 17, and I was hooked.
Mike.
I dropped out of high school and stopped talking to my parents. I really didn't care about life. Finally, I found Narconon, and I decided that I really needed help. The next day, I was there. My cravings for drugs disappeared, and I regained control of my life. I'm happy again.
Call Narconon at 1-800-468-6933. That's 1-800-468-6933, or visit StopAddiction.com.
Richard Thompson, who has just recently been called up from Cedar Rapids in the Midwest League and had those sick numbers down at CR, giving up one earned run in over 37 innings worth of work, will come on here and try to pick up his second save in this series. Richard Thompson, no record, no ERA. In his first 3 appearances, he has collected 2 saves out of the Quake bullpen. 3 innings worth of work so far for Thompson. He has not given up a base hit nor a run. He has walked 2 men in his 3 innings, though. 3 strikeouts for the right-hander. He's got a funny little drag step on his way to the plate. It'll be Brad Nelson to lead things off, followed by Scott Candelaria and Jason Belcher. The Mavs trail by 2 at 10-8 as Thompson misses with his first 2 offerings. Now to Nelly. It's 2-0. 3, 4, and 5, the meat of the Maverick order, trying to avoid being swept on their own home field for a second straight series. Mavs trailing 10-8 as the Quakes and Mike Elward pick up 2 runs with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Nelly takes a strike. It's 2-1. Nelson with his first home run of the year back in the 4th. Also had an infield single in the 3rd. 2 out of 4 today is Bradley. Pitch on the way, just low, maybe a little outside with the fastball from Thompson. 3 balls and a strike. John Rowenhorst is the pitcher of record for the Quakes. He'll win it if foot dragger out there can hold on. 3-1 on the win, and Nelson fly ball deep down the left field line. The way back there is Gorno, but in front of the track, he'll make the grab. 1 away. Didn't quite have the distance as Nelly takes it the other way. First out of the inning. 1 gone. Mavs need a base runner and trying to give Jason Belcher a chance to just leave the yard. 10-8 is our score. The Quakes trying to come up with a sweep. The Mavs trying to salvage a little pride here at home after dropping 5 straight games here on this field. 3 games to the Inland Empire 66ers and now 2 to the Quakes. Candy takes a strike. It's 0-1. Candy on the day. Infield single back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 4. Takes it down and away. 1-1. Richard Thompson, 6'1", $170 out of Sydney, Australia. Good day. Throw some shrimps on the Barbie, dude. Eyeing his 3rd save. Candelaria drops 1 down third base side. Dallas. No chance. Genius there as Candelaria gets it down the 3rd baseline. McPherson coming on, has no play. He will drop it down there for a bunt base hit. And he's on. Tying run to the plate. Mavs trailing by a deuce at 10-8. Great play by Candelaria to set the table for Belcher here. 5 home runs this year for Belch. Does he try to air it out right here? Sure, why not? The wind's blowing to right field. Just trying to jerk one right out of here and tie this ball game up. He'll take a strike from Thompson. It's 0-1. That is the first base hit allowed by Richard Thompson in his first 4 appearances in the California League. From the stretch now, Thompson with Candy at first base. Coming home with the 0-1 on the way to Jason Belcher. A line shot to the second baseman. Javier Rodriguez, the throw to first. In time, double play. Game over, series over. The Quakes have swept it. Hard hit line drive, and Candelaria, no chance at the bag at first as Belcher hit it on a button. And yet the Mavs are turned away here in the 9th inning as Richard Thompson will benefit from Javier Rodriguez standing in the right spot at the right time. The Mavs have fallen for the 6th straight home game Certainly can't fault Belcher there as he hit it right on the button. 10-8. Dumb luck today as the wind blowing out to right field desperately hurts High Desert's chances here this afternoon. Quakes sweep it, 10-8. Post-game show next on 9:10 a.m.
You've been listening to High Desert Mavericks Baseball here on Stardust 9:10 a.m. Don't go anywhere, because coming up next is the Pregame Report featuring the Key City Insurance Key Hit of the Game. It's the High Desert Mavericks Postgame Report coming up next on Stardust 9:10 a.m.
Got spies for you on your scoring recap.
Thank you.
Fellow success seekers, today's message is a simple one. If you want to maximize your dreams and realize the full potential of your life, I am here to tell you that there is just one thing you have to do. Think like a can. Because a can be anything. It just has to be recycled. And once it is, a can possesses that one thing you desire: infinite promise. Just think of all the things a can can be. A picnic table, a window frame, or playground equipment. It can be that many things and more, and so can you. Because, my friends, to think like a can is to think I can. All you have to do is wake up every morning, stand before the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say, you can.
Recycle. It's good for the bottle. It's good for the can. Brought to you by the California Department of Conservation.
It's time now for the High Desert Mavericks postgame report, featuring the Key City Insurance Key Hit of the Game. Now, let's go back out to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Mavs, Mike Linscough.
As harsh as things have been going for the High Desert Mavericks baseball team over the course of the last couple of months, and for that matter, all season long, today a good effort by the offense as they came out and slugged out an incredible amount of hits as they score 8 runs on 14 hits. However, the wind, sometimes the friend, sometimes the foe. Today would be the latter as it stabs the Mavs in the back. A 2-run home run in the 9th inning, and certainly wind aided, and nobody can tell you otherwise. And it gives the Quakes a 10-8 come-from-behind victory as they end up sweeping the High Desert Mavericks in this 3-game series. We bid you good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Mike Linscough with you here from Friendly Maverick Stadium in Adelanto, California. Bidding you wasabi, everybody, live on the radio home of the Mavs, 9:10 a.m., as well as live around the world on the internet, courtesy of Live365.com. All available through the Mavs website, just a few short clicks away at hdmavs.com. Wasabi, everybody. Hope you've had a great weekend. The Mavs have fallen for the 3rd straight game now, swept on their home field by the visiting Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Quakes take it today in comeback fashion. 10 runs, 11 base hits, 2 errors over the Mavericks. 8 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error for High Desert. The winning pitcher today, John Rowanhorst, in relief, picks up his first win of the year. He runs his record to 1-4. Richard Thompson comes out and throws a scoreless 9th inning. However, he does allow the first base hit in his California League career, as with Candelaria on at first base, he gets Jason Belcher to line out to second baseman Javier Rodriguez. They would double up Candelaria over at first base, 4-3. And the side retired, game over, and the series is swept as the Mavs fall today. Richard Thompson picks up his 2nd save of the series and his 3rd save since joining Rancho Cucamonga up from Class A Cedar Rapids in the Midwest League. The loss certainly deserved a better fate today. Aaron Dean pitched his tail off as he pitched a scoreless 6th and 7th inning. In the 8th inning, he allows an unearned run to cross the plate as the tying run comes in to score. And then in the 9th, a wind-aided home run allowed to Mike Elward. Aaron Dean certainly deserved a better fate today. He allows 3 runs, 2 earned in 4 innings of work. He is saddled with the loss as he falls to 4-4. Game time tonight, 2 hours, 33 minutes in front of only 1,118 today here at Friendly Maverick Stadium. Quakes take it 10-8 in comeback fashion. When we come back, scoring recap, Key City Insurance, key hit of the game. We'll wrap it up. That's all coming up on 9:10 a.m.
Always fresh, always fabulous. China Palace. For dinner, for lunch, what a great birthday. We're making it fresh every day. forget it to go, it's up to you.
China Palace.
How'd you like today's music selections?
Pretty good. Thank you. Hope that keeps it a little fresh for you.
At St. Mary Medical Center.
Yeah, I wish the team would win a couple games, I guess.
We are the only hospital in the high desert that offers a comprehensive heart care program.
That'd make it better for you.
Everything from education and early diagnosis to treatment and rehabilitation. See how healthy your heart is.
Battling.
Call today and receive your personal lifestyle risk assessment. 1-866-64-HEART. Help protect your future, your family, and yourself. Call St. Mary Medical Center's Heart Care Program at 1-866-64-HEART. Because matters of your heart matter to us.
10-8, Rancho Cucamonga today over the High Desert Mavericks. With the win, the Quakes in the second half now even up their record at 500. 11 wins and 11 losses. They are just 2 games off the pace, depending on what happens in the Inland Empire / Lake Elsinore games today. As the Quakes enter the day 2.5 games back. With the win, they go to 2 games back now, again, dependent upon what happens in that action on the road in Modesto with Lake Elsinore and in Lancaster with Inland Empire. The High Desert Mavericks with the loss go to 4-18. They are now 9 games off the pace. The Mavs, for the first time this year, dropped to 34 games under the 500 mark as the High Desert Mavericks now fall to 29-63. 10-8 today. Rancho Cucamonga victorious over the Mavericks. Your scoring recap. Quakes up out to a 1-0 lead in the first inning. Mike Elward, his first of 2 home runs on the day. This one a solo shot with 2 outs against Danny Kolb. 1-0 Quakes after just a half an inning. They would make it 2-0 with another home run in the second inning. This off the bat of Javi Rodriguez, who finished the day with 3 base hits. 3 extra base hits for that matter. Javi Rodriguez, his second home run of the year, RBI number 4. As that would make it a Quakes lead of 2-0. In the bottom half of the second inning, Ralph Santana would unload to right field. His first home run of the year for the High Desert Mavericks. For Santana, number 1 on the year, 24-25 RBIs for him as he scores Villanueva out in front of him. As the Mavs tie it at 2-2. High Desert scores 3 times in the bottom half of the third inning to take a 5-2 lead, all with 2 outs. Infield single for Brad Nelson. He would steal second base. He would advance to third base on an infield hit by Scott Candelaria. Nelson would come in to score on Mike Elward's throwing error. As it pulled the first baseman off the bag, it would get away from Azarius Corbeil. Nelson scores to make it 3-2. Candelaria would advance to third base as Jason Belcher would pick up a 2-out double. Both men would score as Candy and Belcher come in to score on Froylan Villanueva's 2-out, 2 RBI single. 5-2 Mavs after 3 innings of play. The Quakes would strike for 3 in the 4th inning against Mavs starter Danny Kolb. Leading it off, Nick Gourneau, a single. Azarius Corbeil would walk. Javi Rodriguez would double to right field, knocking in Gourneau. 5-3, Mavs still with the lead. However, with runners at second and third, Corbeil and Rodriguez would both score as Justin Turner picks up a 2-run single, a 5-5 tie after 3.5 innings. The Mavs, however, would score 3 times in the bottom half of the 4th inning to take an 8-5 lead. A leadoff double off the bat of Brian Foster. 1 out later, Chris Morris, an RBI single down the left field line to score Foster from third. It snaps a 5-5 tie as the Mavs take a 6-5 lead. 2-out walk with the bases empty issued to Johnny Rayburn, and then Brad Nelson on a pitching change, greeting Dustin Griffith. The first pitch he sees, a line drive down the right field line just over the fence, 340 feet away for Brad Nelson. His first home run this season, 2 RBIs for Nelly, 11-12 on the season as the Mavs take what appeared to be a commanding lead at 8-5. Colby would surrender 2 runs in the top half of the 5th inning. 1-out single off the bat of Mike Elward, 2-out home run off the bat of Azarius Corbeil. For Corbeil, his second of the season, RBIs 26-27. As the Quakes pulled to within a run at 8-7. Things started to settle down as the slugfest started to chill a little bit. Aaron Dean came on, worked scoreless frames in the 6th and 7th. In the 8th inning, the Quakes finally get the equalizer. A 2-out double off the bat of Javi Rodriguez, who finished the day with a home run, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. And he was clutch here today for Rancho Cucamonga. Javi Rodriguez would score all the way from second base as Justin Turner would ground one down to Brad Nelson. He would go deep down the left field, or check it down the first base line to glove it. The throw to Aaron Dean ends up pulling Dean off the bag as he can't complete the 3-1 putout. Instead, Rodriguez scores from second base to tie the game at 8. In the 9th inning, Rancho goes ahead for good. A 1-out double off the bat of Tommy Murphy Wolinski. He strikes out Jason Espedo, does Aaron Dean, but with Murphy at second base, the pitch to Mike Elward, it leaves the yard. Nothing more than a harmless fly ball to right field. The wind stabs the Mavs in the back today as Belcher does nothing but watch it fly over the fence as the Quakes take the commanding 10-8 lead. They send Richard Thompson out to throw the ninth inning. He gets Brad Nelson to fly out to left field. Candelaria lays down a perfect bunt down the third base line, but then Jason Belcher lines into the game-ending double play to the second baseman, Javier Rodriguez, who was outstanding not only at the plate but in the field as well. Javier Rodriguez flips it over to first to double off Candelaria. Game over. Mike Elward, 2 home runs with the big hit as the Quakes win it today, again, by a final score of 10-8. 10 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Rancho, 8 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the High Desert Mavericks. When we come back, Key City Insurance, key hit of the game, and we'll talk about Visalia as the Mavs will hit the road up north next on 9:10 a.m. Yeah.
Are you frustrated by today's skyrocketing home prices? Well, you don't have to pay more than you need for less than you expect. Soar to new heights at Eagle Ranch in Victorville, Southern California's most affordable and most desirable new home community. We're talking about new heights of value. The homes at Eagle Ranch are priced from the 150s. Yep, the 150s. And they're just as spacious, just as stylish as homes costing twice as much or more in other parts of Southern California. You'll also discover new heights of selection at Eagle Ranch. With 13 exquisite models in 4 inviting neighborhoods, you're bound to find the home that's just right for you and your family and your budget. And your quality of life will soar to new heights, too, with the High Desert's clear air and Eagle Ranch's beautiful community detailing, mature landscaping, and outstanding amenities. So catch a gentle breeze and soar on up to Eagle Ranch, Victorville's finest master plan community and the official sponsor of the High Desert Mavericks baseball team. To find out more about the unbeatable new home values at Eagle Ranch, visit EagleRanchHomes.net. That's EagleRanchHomes.net. Mavericks baseball on KRK Hesperia.
The High Desert Mavericks. 10-8. Michael Inskog welcoming you back to the ballpark here. Friendly Maverick Stadium today for the Quakes. It's 10-8 in the ninth inning. Your Key City Insurance key hit of the ball game, Mike Elward. Home run number 8 on the season, his second of the day. Snaps an 8-8 tie against tough luck loser Aaron Dean. For Mike Elward, he picks up today's Key City Insurance key hit of the game. When it comes to insurance, understanding is key. And when it comes to understanding, it's Key City. Unlock the mystery by visiting Key City Insurance at 12,370 Hesperia Road in Victorville, or you can log on their website and unlock the mystery at www.keycityinsurance.com. Unlock the mystery with Key City Insurance. The High Desert Mavericks taking on the Visalia Oaks tomorrow for Game 1 of a 3-game series. Keep in mind, we're going to be coming to you a half hour earlier than normal as up at Recreation Park. Now, they begin their games at 6:35. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday action from Visalia Recreation Park. We will again come to you at 6:20 in the p.m. Again, it's a full 30 minutes earlier with the pregame report. First pitch Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be at 6:35 from Visalia as the Mavs taking on the top team in the North Division, Visalia Oaks, who swept a doubleheader against the Bakersfield Blaze earlier today. Again, tomorrow night on the air at 6:20. Again, a full half hour earlier than normal. First pitch, 6:35 for all 3 games in that series. Tomorrow's starters, Nick Webb going for the Visalia Oaks against Chad Petty of the High Desert Mavericks, has pitched well as of late. Petty still winless on the season, however, an 0-5 record and 8.45 ERA. Petty tomorrow making his 8th appearance and his 7th start. He had the tough luck last outing as he went 8 strong innings, a complete game but a loss for Petty, dropping his record to 0-5. Again, on the air at 6:20. First pitch from Visalia's Recreation Park, and as the Mavs and the Oaks hook up in the first of 3 straight games in Visalia. Again, first pitch is at 6:35. The Mavs, after the 3-game series up north, will return home to Friendly Maverick Stadium Thursday night to take on the Inland Empire 66ers in the first of an 8-game homestand. 4 against the Inland Empire 66ers, and then 4 against the San Jose Giants. Tickets for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then on through the 8-game homestand, of course. Those tickets are available by calling the Mavericks tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at 246-MAVS. Next Friday night is Napa Auto Parts 50-cent family feast night. Then on Saturday, it's another fireworks spectacular, courtesy of the members-owned Federal Credit Union. Again, tickets are available for this weekend's action. Again, Mavs back in town Thursday night. Tickets available at 246-MAVS. Again, final score here today, the Quakes defeat the High Desert Mavericks, wrapping up the 3-game sweep. A final score today of 10-8. On the air tomorrow, 9:10 a.m., 6:20 in the p.m. with your pregame report. First pitch, 6:35. Chad Petty for the Mavericks. Nick Webb for the Visalia Oaks as the Mavs traveling north to Visalia. For producer-engineer John Erbach, our thanks for you pushing the buttons here on a Sunday drive here from friendly Maverick Stadium. Our thanks to the fans for checking out today's game only right here on 9:10 a.m. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Mike Linskog. Throw to the plate. I'm out.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to tonight's High Desert Mavericks baseball broadcast here on Stardust 910 a.m. Mavericks baseball is brought to you by Southern California Toyota, Victor Valley Community Hospital, State Farm Bank, Valley High Toyota Honda, McDonald's, the Department of Conservation, California Integrated Waste Management Board, Eagle Ranch Homes, Charter Communications, Rancho Motor Company, Sylvan Learning Center, Jackson Federal Bank, and Key City Insurance. High Desert Mavericks Baseball 2003. America's game, High Desert's team. Only on Stardust, 9:10 a.m.
Good times and great oldies. From KRAK Hesperia, a service of Infinity Broadcasting.